What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday afternoon to each and every single one of you guys. What a race last night, huh? Fun times last night. We had a good race, great stream, lots of subscribers, lots of everything. We appreciate you joining us here this afternoon for the Liuna 175 from the Milwaukee Mile for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Very first ever, not forever, but very first playoff race of the year. And let's take a look of who is in the. Let's actually look at the lineup here, the playoffs. You got Heim, Eckes, Majeski, Sanchez, Caruth, Grant Enfinger, Tyler Ankrum, Taylor Gray, Ben Rhodes, and Daniel Dye. There's your top 10. Now, these are going to be for tonight's race at Milwaukee, and then Bristol, which is a couple weeks after, and they're not going to have a race for 2 weeks, and then Kansas, and then the group of 8 will move to Talladega, Homestead, and then I think is there one more after that? Talladega, Homestead, and Martinsville, and then the final race, the final 4, will be in Phoenix. So there it is, and the winner will win the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. Not the raw feed. They marked the playoff drivers with a special color. Nice, very nice. So there it is, your top 10. And coming into the playoffs, here's the point standings. Oh, get rid of that. Corey Heim is in first with 39 points. Eckes with 36. Ty Majeski, who's been red hot lately, is in third with 21 points. Nick Sanchez, 16 points. Raj Caruth, Billy Voles' boy, in fifth with +7. Infinger +5. Ankrum +5. Taylor Gray +1. Ben Rhodes and Daniel Dye. So those are the 2 that are out right now. But this is the very first race. Anything could happen. As I said in our preview vlog, it's going to come down to Heim, Eckes, Majeski. Now, who is in that 4th spot for Phoenix? Who knows? But anything could happen to any of these drivers. Could it be Taylor Gray? Could Ben Rhodes do it? Two of the Thor Motorsports in the end there. Could Daniel Dye shock some people with a win here during the playoffs? We'll see what happens. But there are your truck points and playoff standings for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. But let's take a look at the chat to see what everybody's going on. How you doing, everybody? Appreciate everybody being here. Billy Voles is here. What's up? Russ the Hunter. Brawny says, look at the leaderboard, not the raw feed. They're marked the playoff drivers with their special color. That's awesome. 97 Cobra, as always. Lloyd, what's up? Rob, dropping that 99. Ben Rhodes. Tony, good to see you. Who else is here? Ronnie West, what's going on? He's going with the 98 today. John Collins says it's his birthday. Happy birthday, John Collins. Daniel Berry, as always. Wenday, what's going on? How you doing? Kelly Duncan, Rick, what's going on, my man? How you doing? Andrew is here as well. And let's see who else all the way up to the top here as I scroll. Problems are a problem. Does anyone remember that Cody Ware got 4th place last night? Yeah, it's Daytona, man. That's how it goes. Anybody. And the race is on FS1. We'll be bringing you the live audio of the FS1 broadcast. Now, as you know, if you turned into Fox, our truck races before, hey, Butterfly and Karen is here. Caroline as well. Eva, what's up as well? If you turned into our truck races before, they don't allow us. They don't supply us with cams. They don't supply us with anything. So no scanners or anything like that. So we'll just be listening in to the FS1 broadcast, and we'll have a good time with all of that. So our play-by-play, our reactions in the chat. What's up, T-Van, as well? Good to see you. So audio will start here in about 7 minutes. They'll probably go straight to pre-race ceremonies, and we'll go to the race. So let me see who you got to win. And I did a community poll this morning in our YouTube channel, and I'll tell you right now, the poll is 47% of you said Corey Heim was going to win this race, and then 21% was tied with Ty Majeski and Christian Eckes, and then 10% was other driver. And some of the drivers was Chase Purdy, or one of the Gray brothers, Tyler Ankrum. So there's your other position. So there it is. There is memorandum radio, but we'll have the FS1 broadcast, so you'll have to listen to that. What's up, CeeLo? Since I found your stream, I haven't missed a race. Awesome, Michael. Thank you so much for being here. Next week, we'll be doing Darlington, and this should be fun. the Xfinity race, and the NASCAR Cup Series, boys. Going to Darlington. The trucks will have it off, as I said. And we'll be bringing you all the live coverage next Saturday and Sunday. Next Sunday night is the night race for the NASCAR Cup Series. We'll be doing that for you. But make sure you subscribe. I don't know if it's going to help or not tonight, but we are about, I don't know, 113 subscribers away. 113 subscribers away from 21K. Could we get there today? I don't know. If not, maybe we'll do it this week. Or we'll save it for next week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But thank you guys so much for all the hard work that y'all put into it this week by sharing out the stream and hitting the like button and telling everybody about us and commenting in the chat and all that stuff. We thank you so much for making it a great weekend. But maybe we can get to 21K before this is over, but we'll see who gets to advance to the second round of these playoffs. As yesterday was a fun extreme. We just sat here with no audio, no cams, no nothing. We just sat here and talked trucks, watched the qualifying and the practice. It was kind of old school, but it was fun. We did about 2 hours or 2 hours, 30 minutes worth. So it was a fun time just sitting here. So if you guys want to hang out with us the rest of the day, make sure you hit that like button for us and subscribe. See if we can get us to 100 likes. It's on FS1, Anthony, and we'll go live here in about 5 minutes for the race. Let's go through the lineup here just in case they get straight to pre-race ceremonies. Ty Majeski on the pole. Now, if you see P next to their name, that means they're in the playoffs. Now, look at Caden Honeycutt. He is not in the regular points playoffs. He is in the Owners' Championship, just like Chase Elliott was last year. Everybody was like, oh, Chase Elliott ain't in the playoffs. And I was like, yes, we know, but he's in the Owners' Championship. Not sure why they do that, but it is what it is. But Ty Majeski on the pole. Tanner Gray, Taylor's brother. He did not make the playoffs. He was kind of disappointed last week. Christian Eckes and 19 on that 19 car. Corey Heim. It's Heim time. That's who I got picking today. I got Corey Heim as the winner today, and my dark horse pick is Taylor Gray. I went with Taylor Gray. I think he would look pretty strong last week. We'll see what happens. Nick Sanchez there in P5. And Swallowage, who just dominated the ARCA race. He could pull off an upset here. He's already dominated today. Could he dominate some more? We'll see how it goes. Caden Honeycutt there in 7th place. Raj Caruth, Billy Voles' boy, on the P8. Tyler Ankrum in 9th. Daniel Dye in 10th. Taylor Gray 11th. Grant Infinger 12th. And then there's Bailey Curry 13th. Matt Crafton, who missed the playoffs, I think for the first time in a long time. Ty Dillon doing Ty Dillon things in 15th. Lane Riggs. There's someone picked Lane Riggs today to win. We'll see if he does. Another dark horse. Matt Mills in 17th. Ben Rhodes 18th. There's another playoff spot. Sammy Smith. He is in that 7 car is in the Owners' Championship, but he is running over here for the truck race since his Xfinity race is done already at Daytona, which had a bad day. Jake Garcia in 20th, Chase Birdie in 21st, Dean Thompson 22nd, Stuart Friesen 23rd, Marco Andretti, there's 24th, Jack Wood 25th, Connor Jones 26th, Tammy Hill 27th, Brett Holmes 28th, Mason Maggio 29th, Lawless Allen 30th, Matthew Gold in 31st, Dexter Bean, Little Bean 32, and 32nd spot, Thad Moffitt in that 46, Petty's Garage Chevrolet. I love that paint job there for that. Spencer Boyd in that 34, Justin Carroll in 35th, and Jason Alexander in 36th. So hope you guys are ready to have some fun. There is their lineup for the Liuna 175 from the Milwaukee Mile. Eckes had the fastest average speed for the most laps. And 97 Cobra says the NTT IndyCar is racing at Portland International Raceway on NBC Peacock and will be racing at the Milwaukee Mile next weekend on Saturday and Sunday. There you go. Kind of wanted to do an Indy race, but I don't think that's going to happen. The way the schedule is, we did the Indy 500, which was huge. Couldn't believe the turnout we had for the Indy 500, but that was fun. Eric Church says it's Heim time. That's right, man. Heim time. Hoo-hoo. I'm on a fantasy football draft. Hi. What's up, CeeLo? What's going on? Good to see you, buddy. What's your fantasy team there, Eric Church? The new MRN station. I don't know about that. What channel is it on? FS1. We got all that. What's up, Ken Anderson? Good to see you. And your dark horse is Lane Riggs. Riggs is his dark horse, Billy Voles says. Who else? Anybody else? Chris, what's going on? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Over 200 folks in here already. Hey, I'll take that for a afternoon, Sunday after the Cup race has been over. I just put on the NASCAR chat channel of your Discord group a silly season theory. Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah, if you guys want to join our Discord, make sure you join our Discord. Bronny's always dropping NASCAR silly season news. He's always on top of it for us. We always talking some NASCAR there. We have a baseball channel in there. Everything that's pretty hot right now. And then we also have an NFL channel. So we'll be talking sports all the way through this season. And great sports Discord. So if you guys want, and we also have not just sports, we have other stuff too as well. So if you want to join our Discord, make sure you put the link in the chat for us. We love for you to join our Discord. So we beat the Nats in 10. We did. We came back from behind again. Are you kidding me? Wow. I didn't think that was going to happen. Last time I looked, I was like, oh, we're losing. Unbelievable. And there's Butterfly. He just dropped the link for us. We got about 1 minute left before the broadcast. So Butterfly dropping in. But there won't be any cams tonight because they do not supply the cams on trucks. Trucks don't get any good treatment. Not even in-car cameras. So it'd be nice for them to have in-car cameras since it's like, the first race of the championship. So the Discord's a great group. Please join us. Yeah, Jeff, it is fun. But the Nationals won 5-1. Oh, okay. I was about to say. Okay. I was about to say, did we come back from that? We won. Yeah, I knew about that, Kelly. But I thought about today. I was like, oh my gosh. Wow. I missed that. What's up, folks? Happy Sunday, fun day. Tracy, good to see you. About 15 seconds coming in here for the audio. Yeah, referring to yesterday. Yeah, I got excited. I thought we came back. We're talking Atlanta Braves baseball. We are on our Atlanta Braves channel as well. We do 2 to 3 games a week during the week. So make sure you join us for that. It's the best. 3D. MLB in 3D. If you've never seen it before, you got to check it out. So just waiting on it to come in here. We're about to go live. Phillies beating the Royals 6-3, so they're going to get a game back on us if they win. Here we go.
Live at the Wisconsin State Fair Park. This afternoon, it's the playoff opener for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Here are some drivers to watch in today's race. Always a player, Corey Heim rolling fourth, won 5 times in the regular season. He didn't claim the regular season crown for a second straight season. That title goes to Christian Eckes. He starts third today. He had 3 wins during the regular campaign. The guy that's won the last 2 races, he comes in red hot. Ty Majeski qualified on the pole today. This is his home racetrack. And 1 season ago here at Milwaukee, it was, in fact, the Grant Enfinger Show. Started on the pole, led 95 laps, and won both stages. He qualified 12th here yesterday. It's going to be a fun one. The first playoff race of 2024. Let's go trackside for pre-race ceremonies.
Race fans, please rise as you are able and remove your hats as Donnie Floyd from Motor Racing Outreach offers today's invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father God, we thank you for a wonderful day. We thank you for the opportunity to be in the state of Wisconsin to enjoy the spirit of competition. We know, God, as your people, we miss the mark of your standard, and so, God, I pray that you would forgive us. God, we are grateful and thankful for all that you do for us. And so, God, I ask for your edge of protection over this event today, that you would protect these fans, these crews, these drivers, all the track workers, so, God, that we can have an enjoyable event today. And so, God, we would not be here for it not be for our freedoms. And so, God, we thank you for all the men and women abroad who have worked so hard to protect this nation. And so, God, as they do that, we ask your protection over them, your protection over today, and that you would cover us with your extended mercy and grace. In Christ's name, amen.
Race fans, please remain standing and welcome Nashville recording artist Paige King Johnson as she performs our national anthem.
National anthem in the chat, y'all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's a rare Sunday afternoon race for the Craftsman Truck Series. Today, the tailgaters doing battle for the 17th time at the Milwaukee Mile, and we have got a great day for it. Welcome in, everybody, with Michael Waltrip, Phil Parsons. I'm Adam Alexander. So here we go in the playoffs. We got 10 drivers, 7 races, only 1 trophy, Phil.
Yeah, every driver starts off in February at Daytona and said, I got to make the playoffs. I got to have a chance to win that championship. Well, we're here now, and there's only 3 races in this first round, and we're going to get rid of 2 of these guys right here. How about Ben Rhodes, Daniel Dye? Congratulations, guys. You made the playoffs, and you're below the cut line before we even start. But look back. 5th, Rajah Caruth is 7 points above the cut line. He's 8 points ahead of Daniel Dye. These guys, it's going to be critical for them to get stage points in this race. We have 2 stages, obviously 20 points available. It's going to be critical for those drivers to try to accumulate as many points because, again, we're going to advance 8 guys into that next round here, and we can only win 3 different guys, so points are going to be critical.
Let's not worry about the math. You just win, as you said, you move on to the next round. It makes life very easy. So with that, who are we watching in today's race, Michael?
Well, you certain. Plus, it's playoff time. Can y'all believe that? We've been waiting all year for this. This is good stuff, too, at the Milwaukee Mile. But you got to look at Grant Enfinger. A year ago at this racetrack, he sat on the pole. He won both stages, made a pit stop with about 40 to go, dropped to 14th position, and on a track that's hard to pass, he drove to the win. What a great performance by Grant, and he's coming here. He's warm, lukewarm. I'd say he's medium hot. He's getting there, but what about this guy coming in hot? Ty Majeski, the last 2 races, overcomes 2 penalties to go to victory lane in both of these races. By the way, this is his hometown, and he's sitting on the pole. I don't think anybody is going to bet against 98. You see Majeski there celebrating in Richmond. It's been a great run to the playoffs, and he is ready to roll.
If you look at his history, he wins when a championship is on the line, late in the regular season or once we're running for a title. Keep an eye on the 98. He was special yesterday in practice and qualifying, and he will lead us to the green today. The quest for a championship starts next when we go green from here at Milwaukee.
Thank you so much for that. I always mute it during the national anthem. What's up, everybody? As I said, we are 109 subscribers away from 21K. But make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you're new to us. We would love for you to hang out with us the rest of the year for the playoffs, and all that good stuff. So let's go. Hit that like button for us and see if we can get to 100 likes before the green flag. Can we get to 100 likes before the green flag? We're at 89. You guys are wonderful. Awesome. Happy. Hope everybody's Sunday is fun day, just like Billy Vole said. Hope everybody's had a good day. Let's see. Next weekend, college football kicks off. Well, they kicked off this weekend, but the full schedule kicks off next weekend. And then NFL the following weekend after that. So it's going to be a busy on Sundays for you guys. So your last kind of full, just chill Sunday, watching some racing with CeeLo. And during the seasons, we'll have the tickers still going down there below. So we got football going on and baseball going on, everything. And then when basketball starts, we'll have all the sports there for you. On the NASCAR app, there will be highlights of every so often. Okay, that's good. At least that's something. So at least we have something. What's up, Shay? Good to see you. Yeah, the Braves lost, but that's okay. That is okay. It happens. All right. We'll bring back the auto here in a second during the commercial break. Get the gentlemen start your engines. I was watching the did anyone caught, like, everybody was with us last night. I just watched a replay on my phone off of TikTok of NASCAR posting the guy that did the prayer last night at Daytona. Probably the second best prayer I've ever heard, along with the one way back in Nashville on the very first race with the boogity boogity with my smoking hot wife. Hey, Mr. CeeLo, how about that 21 car? Yeah, Bubba, the 21 car gets the Wood Brothers their 100th win. Who would have thought that Harrison Burton would have gotten the Wood Brothers their 100th win? I know a lot of people, when Josh Berry signed on with the Wood Brothers, they were like, oh, well, they're going to get their 100th win really quick. Well, you know what? Harrison Burton took care of that. So what happens now? Does this open the door for Harrison Burton? He won a race. Does a lot of people like, hey, come race with us now? Because he still doesn't have a job, as he talked about last night. You know, I got fired, he said, on national television. You know, I got fired, you know. So, of course, he is out of the job with Josh Berry taking the 21 spot. So, but we're here to do some truck racing. Majeski's on the pole. Does he dominate this? He loves these short tracks. Heim and Eckes love them too. So who's going to be that fourth driver, though? That's the question. Who's going to step up here? Forgot this is on TSN. I will watch on TV. That's all right, Jason. Thank you so much for hanging out here, though. This is on FS1. I'm not sure about TSN, but welcome in, everybody. Richard says, just a wild race last night. It was fun, and the stream is doing really well. It's got like 52,000 views. 52,000 views. We'll take it. I picked Tyler Ankrum for the win, Albert says. That'll be something if he pulls this off and gets in there. So let's go.
Postseason time for the Craftsman Truck Series. Welcome back to the Milwaukee Mile.
Lane Riggs.
It's part 2 of our doubleheader today.
Yeah, he is, Rod.
Earlier today, it was all about the ARCA Series and William
Matt
Sawalich.
Crafton, right?
Yeah, we thought we had a heavyweight battle on our hands with William Sawalich and Connor Zilic, but it was all William Sawalich. He led all but just a couple laps at a restart. William Sawalich was definitely the guy. And second year in a row, he's won that race coming into this truck race.
He dominates, getting his 7th win of the year. He rolls 6th on the truck side of things. Let's get the commands.
Race fans, it is time to rock, roll, and rumble in the Liuna 175. Here to give the command, please welcome from Liuna, General President Brent Booker and his family.
On behalf of the 530,000 men and women of Liuna and the Wisconsin Laborers District Council, let's feel the power, and drivers,
Start your engines!
Move Heim and Eckes up and put Harrison in a good truck.
Lots of energy
spot there,
with
Kelly.
the command. And with that, we are ready to roll here at the Milwaukee Mile. Qualifying yesterday, we told you Ty Majeski on the pole.
Yeah, the entire family did it.
You'll see that Craftsman starting lineup, bottom of your screen.
How about the guys that have been
Sanchez.
battling
You're welcome, Diana.
all year long? Christian Eckes, Corey Heim starting side by side, row 2.
That's a strong top 4 that we have there. Nick Sanchez, William Sawalich. You just talked about that dominating performance he put down today. So he's got to be warmed up, ready to go.
Absolutely.
Me too,
Without a
Desert
doubt.
Fox.
Let's check with Ben Rhodes, see if he's fired up and ready to go. Hey, Ben, it's Waltrip and the Fox team. Do you copy, my friend?
Hey, Waltrip, I got you.
All right, we talked this morning. You said you had a pretty good truck in the long haul. Did you get the adjustments you need to have it in the short haul as well and go get these guys today?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see if the track can come to us. Right now we were able to do just a couple of adjustments. You can't really wholesale it for short run speed, but that's not really the name of the game here. It's really long runs, and hopefully it stays that way, right? Not a lot of cautions come out, and if that's the case, I think that'll play into our hand for this Bomberito Ford F-150.
Well, we appreciate the update. We'll stay in touch with you and see how you're doing throughout the day. Thanks for everything you do, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
And he's the champion until someone goes and takes it away from him, right?
He is our reigning champion.
That's right. He's won 2 of the last 3. Second, a couple of years ago. He has been impressive driving that 99 for Thorsport. So let's hear now from our pit reporters and head downstairs. Jamie Howe, Heather DeBow. We start things off with Jamie. Good afternoon, Jamie.
Good afternoon, Adam. You talked about Corey Heim with the 5 wins this season. He's entering his second playoff appearance as the championship point leader. But for him, he said even with that pad and points, he doesn't believe in looking any further forward than today. It is all about taking it one race at a time, and he recognizes after some self-reflection that it's tracks like this where he can improve the most as a driver. So for him, today is all about not making any mistakes, executing, and if they get to the checkered flag today after what they would call boring, he'd be okay with that going forward. They've been consistent since the start, and that's the benchmark. Heather?
Well, Jamie, for our regular season champion, Christian Eckes, this is the first time in his racing career where he has had a friendly rivalry and competed against the same driver week in and week out. But he said that's been very beneficial for he and his team. He said anytime Corey Heim and that 11 truck do better than us or win a race, that just pushes us to take on us or win a race. That just pushes us to take our game to the next level and motivates us to do better. And as the saying goes, iron sharpens iron. And with the interaction between these two teams, it has certainly shaped their success so far this season. But as far as his approach for this opening round of the playoffs, Christian said, my objective is to get as many playoff points as possible to set us up good for this round of 8 coming up later. Adam?
I guess so.
Thanks a lot, Heather.
Let's look at the Craftsman track description, Adam. This is the Milwaukee Mile, so I'm sure it's going to show that it's a mile .015 in length. We just rounded,
as you predicted.
We rounded that off. You can see just pretty flat at this racetrack. We got 9 degrees of banking, but man, it's all about positioning, how you enter the corner. Do you take the low line? I think you're going to see guys all over this racetrack this afternoon. That track description is brought to you by Craftsman.
Let's take a look at our race analysis. You see this race is 175 laps, just a little over 175 miles. Stage 1's 55, stage 2 is 55. Our final stage will be 65 laps. You see our pit window 75 to 80. That means the possibility of flipping these stages for some of those guys with a lot of points already. They can stop before the end of the stage and make it either to the next stage or to the finish line. And you see Grant Enfinger was the guy that won this race, Mikey, as you mentioned last year.
And there will be some flipping going on, Phil.
Yes.
They're going to flip like it's a Labor Day weekend hamburger grill. It's going to be all over the place today.
Why don't we ride along with that champion Power Equipment Chevrolet of Grant Enfinger? You talked about how dominant he was here last year. New team, Sierra 7 Motorsports. Jeff Stankiewicz on board as the crew chief. 10 career wins, and again, he won here last year in dominating fashion.
It's been so much fun to see this team get their legs under them. As you see Daniel Dye coming to pit road, checking his pit road speed, the Race to Stop Suicide onboard camera. Has the Low Payment Kings on there as well. Daniel's checking that tachometer and getting a feel for what it's going to take to maximize. And that's what these guys have to do, Phil. When they come to pit road, they're still trying to maximize every bit of the time that they can, getting on and off pit road as fast as possible.
And it's challenging to get on the pit road here at this racetrack.
I would say that Daniel Dye is the most improved driver from 2023 to 2024. And he's one of 4 second-year drivers that are involved in the playoffs. No sophomore slump for this group. And you look at Nick Sanchez, he was in the playoffs last year, right? He was Rookie of the Year, had an unbelievable first campaign full-time in the Truck Series, but he's even bettered himself by not only getting back to the playoffs, he's won twice here in his second season.
Yeah, so much better this year. And as you mentioned, really good last year, so much better this year.
And you know, we had an announcement down in Daytona about Daniel going to the Xfinity Series full-time with college racing next year. And I said, how did you get so much better? He said, I upped my effort. I put more into my game. I study more tapes. I watch what the telemetry tells me to do.
Connor Jones in the 66.
I do all that work, and that's those results are showing that.
Yeah, talking one of his owners, Bill McAnally, he talks about the amount of effort that Daniel Dye has put in this year. It's great to see.
Hey, we talk about second-year drivers and some bad news for Raja Caruth, winner earlier this year at Las Vegas. That put him in the playoffs. Unfortunately, an unapproved adjustment. So after qualifying 8th yesterday, 71 drops to the rear, and he'll have some ground to make up. Certainly a truck to watch once we go green this afternoon.
7 for Karen, 7
for Richard.
candidate
to flip the stage if the caution comes out at the right time.
As Michael said, despite what Grant Enfinger was able to do last year, restarting 14th late and going to the win, it is a difficult racetrack to pass on.
10
but you also see various grooves. You know, guys really
10
trying to
for
eat
Shane,
that bottom
9
up, but
for
also
Michael.
sliding up to the middle and even higher on the turn.
5
so
sounds
there
good. That's
are
what I'm saying.
opportunities if your truck's better than the guys you're chasing.
Yeah, and what's odd to me is there's newer pavement on the bottom of the racetrack, and that seems to be a little slipperier than the older pavement.
I like
outside of
Heim.
that.
Heim time. But I like
Love
Matt
this angle
Crafton
right
too,
down on the
because he's old
racetrack.
school.
Grant Enfinger is going to bring us some great shots.
I wish we could see some great shots,
It's time
NASCAR.
for the playoffs. You always turn it up when you get to the postseason. Race 1 of 7 as we determine a champion 2024 in the Craftsman Truck Series. Front row, Todd Majeski and Tanner Gray.
Let's go racing, boys!
Green, white, checkered. Ooh, Kenneth. Coming out of turn
Great
2, it's
by Majeski.
Majeski
And
down the
Christian
backstretch.
Eckes, he drives around the outside of Gray. Tanner rolls up.
Oh my gosh.
Watch Sanchez trying to make that move on the bottom. How about Corey
Back.
Heim making it 3 wide for a moment, going around the outside?
That's what we talked about in the opening, how many different grooves there are here. And if your truck's better, you can really take advantage of that. He went high in 3 and 4, so what's he doing 1 and 2? Right down to the bottom to make the next pass.
Wait a minute, are we at Milwaukee or Michigan? I mean, they're running everywhere here on the opening start.
Remember, it's really hard to pass here. You remember that?
It is, and that's what makes it so fun to watch. But you also have to take care of these tires. There's going to be a lot of fall off. We talked about
Nice,
strategy.
Kenneth.
When the caution flag falls, do we flip the stages? These tires will go
That's
away.
right, lap
We
3.
saw
We're
2.5
gonna honor Dale Sr.
seconds of fall off in the ARCA Menards race earlier today.
As you check out our scoring pylon,
Let's
all
do
those
it because the
playoff drivers
NASCAR.com has not kept
highlighted
up
in
with
gold.
it on lap 3.
And you want to turn to green because once you go
We
to
honor
green,
Dale
that means
Sr.
you're qualified for the next
Right
round.
here.
A win today
Threes.
would get you there.
3's
Gold
in the
is
chat.
green, and gold is good, and green is great, right?
That's right.
Look at that push. Tyler Ankrum on the outside there. Got a little bump from Daniel Dye.
Dropping those 3s in the chat. We honor Dale Sr. right here on every lap 3.
Man, you seem to get a real good run
Right
up
here,
off the
Dale
corner, but
3.
it's not enough to clear
Praise
Daniel.
you know what? Praise you know what on lap 3. Dale 3s.
Look at Grant sling it down in the corner, really in there deep. Can he hold that bottom and make this pass? Yes, look at that. Darts right off the corner there.
And listen to how much off-throttle time these guys are putting up with here.
Daniel says, that looked pretty cool, Grant. Let me give that a whirl. I'll go to the bottom.
Nice group of playoff drivers racing here together. Ankrum, Enfinger, on board Daniel Dye.
What a nice move by Daniel Dye to grab that spot back.
I told you he liked what Grant did.
Taylor Gray in that mix as well.
Jeff, they
Another
don't
one of those
supply the
second-year
drive
drivers
for these
that's
races.
been
I wish
impressive.
they did.
Remember, Taylor Gray's crew chief is Jeff Hensley. who
NASCAR
did
drive
call
is
the
only
shots
for
for
Xfinity
Grant
and
Enfinger
Cup.
in that dominating win last year.
And, you know, he was cruising through the early portion of the summer, had a couple of hiccups, and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Is he not
Eckes.
going to be able to make it into the postseason? But he took care of business down the stretch, and here he is running for a championship. 38 is Lane Riggs.
Another short track ace, and I know this is a mile in length, but Phil, we liken this to a short track. I mean, you heard the off throttle time, you heard the finesse that it takes to squeeze that gas down, or you just move up like Lane did.
And it is a mess, Kenneth. You're right.
Big time loose for Taylor Gray there. He's going to lose a couple spots. That's Matt Kraft on the 88 on the inside. The blue
Hitting that
41
like
is
button
Bailey
for us, trying to
Curry.
get
Now
the
looking to
200
fight
likes.
back through the middle.
Wow. I didn't see
200
that coming.
likes.
He dove in the middle of that mix there. No,
there's
that's
no
not
room.
going to work.
Oh!
Contact opens the door for Ben Rhodes. Drives to the inside of the 17 at Taylor Gray.
Ben Rhodes and
Bailey
Taylor
Curry
Gray
gets some
side
damage
by
to that
side.
right front. That was pretty hard contact.
It was.
Mentioned Rhodes started 18th, but here he is already up to 13th in the running order.
Ben Rhodes are coming. Let me see those 99s.
Here's when it all got started. You see Lane moves up, squeezes Grant out of the way. That kind of triggers the gas for Gray. He saw an opportunity when these two got together and gassed it up on the bottom, but then runs into Riggs.
Yeah, I think Riggs got off the throttle when they made contact as well. And here's that second part of that. Coming down the front stretch, Taylor Gray's trying to go in between Matt Crafton and Bailey Curry, and there's not enough room.
That's a lot of contact.
I
to that
like
left front of
Heim
Bailey
and I like
Curry's
Crafton.
truck.
And I'm starting to like Taylor Gray.
Here last year, Bailey Curry.
And looking for his first top 10 of 2024. But as you said, Phil, solid at the Milwaukee Mile at his first start here 1 season ago. There's the 41 from Team Nice.
So far, so good.
Curry
Look at that left
15th spot.
left side of that truck.
What's up, William?
I think that's going to hurt the aerodynamics of that truck a bit, and we need all the help we can get at this Milwaukee Mile because of how flat these turns are.
There's Sammy Smith in the 7 truck, started all the way back in the 19th spot. Remember, just came off the racetrack at Daytona a couple nights ago.
He's in quite a fight in the Xfinity Series, trying to make his way into the playoffs.
Did I see a little bit of smoke from that 41 truck of Bailey Curry? Maybe a little tire rub?
I think that's a very big possibility. Caden Honeycutt again up in the top 5. Every time he gets a chance behind the wheel of this 45 truck, he goes to town. Off to a great start here in Milwaukee.
He has just piled up to top 10 finishes when he gets an opportunity in this truck.
Make a strong argument. Should have won Kansas. Could have won Charlotte. Top 5 today at Milwaukee. Top 4, all playoff guys. Majeski, Eckes, Heim, and Sanchez. We're live at the Milwaukee Mile. It's the opening race in the playoffs for the Craftsman.
Alrighty, so there is opening race of the playoffs, as he just said. We're running around here with 10 laps complete. Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes, Corey Heim, Nick Sanchez, Caden Honeycutt in P5. If you want to know where any of your drivers are, just let me know. So you see those, scroll up, and I'll do it. Let's scroll on up. So there it is. Bailey Curry there, 2 laps down. I think someone said that Norm, I forget his last name, but he was just DNQ'd, so he was unable to race. Mr. C, what does the letter P mean by some of this thing? So that means they're in the playoffs. Now, Cup 2 of the drivers, Sammy Smith and Caden Honeycutt, are not in the playoffs. They're in the owners' playoffs. So they're in the Owners' Championship, so that's a little confusing. Also, Sammy Smith is not getting any points for today. He has an I next to his name because he runs Xfinity, not truck races all the time. So there's your explanation there. P's are for the playoffs. And Sammy Smith is in that Spire 7 truck that we've seen Kyle Busch win in. Lots of other drivers have driven that 7 Spire. So who's going to run it next year? Corey LaJoie? No, probably not. Who's going to run that 7 truck? Maybe Harrison Burton. We'll see. Who's going to run that 7 truck? Hey, CeeLo, Miss B-Fly. Oh, what's up, Max? Good to see you. Bailey into the pits. Bailey into the pits. Oh. Priest, if he doesn't get a cup ride, Rob says. Ryan Priest, possibly. Is Marco, and yes. I'm not sure if it's, I think it's Mario's grandson. I'm not sure. I think it is Mario's grandson. Sammy Smith must be flown in yesterday after the Xfinity. Yeah, he did. He did. Yep. He didn't qualify. Did he qualify that truck, though? I don't think he qualified that truck. I got to go back and look. See if that's up. I don't remember seeing his name on the qualifying run. But maybe he did. I don't know. Just a lot of stuff happened yesterday.
Our Craftsman Truck Series in their playoff opener, racing at the Milwaukee Mile with Phil Parsons,
kind of hard.
Waltrip. I'm Adam Alexander.
Maybe
he started on the pole. He's
maybe the next time around.
Every lap so far.
When we restart.
Sanchez, Honeycutt, the top 5. And while we were away, problems for Honeycutt's teammate Bailey Curry.
Yeah, we knew the contact had caused a lot of damage last front.
SVG going full time. That's right. That 88 car.
Tough break early, and this is what happened. He gets squeezed here off turn 4. Crafton comes up. Gray comes
Crafton
up,
almost
and
wrecked.
There just wasn't anywhere for Curry to go.
What's up, Jake?
They came down Pier Road an extended period of time to change those 4 tires. They actually couldn't get the jack underneath that left side, so now he finds himself 2 laps down.
Yep, 2 laps down, 36th for the 41.
Going by the 33 of Lawless Allen. Lawless had a good run earlier today in the ARCA Menard Series race, finishing in the top 5.
Had to bounce back from some adversity. Nick Sanchez running fourth, Jamie.
And for Nick Sanchez, being able to be in the playoffs, he said he loves this format. He loves what it does to the driver. It makes you be right on the edge every single race weekend.
Yeah, no cameras, Greg. They don't do the Fox doesn't supply truck cameras.
He as a driver is continue to points race. He
it
feels
is what
like
it is.
If they can keep
Matthew,
doing what
what's
they've
up,
been
bud?
doing, that they're going to put themselves in a position
The 99 and the 17. Thank you, Mark.
Potentially when we get to Phoenix, and he said for him, growing as a driver has made the biggest difference this season, but he's got to take it just one step at a time. Heather?
And the playoff driver deepest in the field right now is Roger Caruth, running in that 24th position. He originally qualified 8th. But
oh, wow. I didn't even know that, Astroface. That's crazy.
Guys, we just need to execute, earn it,
Almost.
and do our job. And
We got a little bit to go.
Job, this track has been circled
Probably not
for
gonna
this team
happen
for
today.
quite some time. They said this is the hardest they've worked
never
in
know,
terms
though.
of preparation and being here. For Raja, he said, this is the hardest I've worked other than at COTA with braking techniques, long corners,
Another hand
no
injury.
banking,
What's
and
the
being
deal?
very precise on where he puts that 71 truck.
Yeah, Eckes getting closer.
19 laps in, Raja has worked his way up to 23rd.
Now he's going after Stuart Friesen, you can see
Here
there.
comes Caruth.
Looks like he's moving forward steadily. There's our fastest lap times we're seeing there left of your screen.
Look at Honeycutt, second on the board that last time around.
Honeycutt, yes.
Certainly not a runaway. Still less than a 1 second lead for Majeski over Eckes.
It was just over a second, but the last few times around, Eckes has started to make up some ground on our race leader.
There's our race leader, Tom Majeski, off turn 2.
Had a media day this week over the NASCAR building and had all the playoff drivers in, and you could tell Majeski was feeling so good coming to this racetrack. Obviously, you mentioned a home race for him, but probably more experience on this racetrack than any other driver in the field. He's won here before in super late models. Couldn't wait to get here.
And like I said, coming here hot. 2 in a row for that driver team, overcoming troubles on a restart and on pit road, but yet still getting to victory lane the last 2 outings.
Well, he came here hot a year ago, too, but they had the problems in practice, had to start at the rear, had a pass-through penalty, had some issues on pit road throughout the race, and through all that, he still finished 7th. In fact, in that race a season ago, he passed 54 trucks. He's made his life a lot easier today by qualifying on the pole and starting out front, but
not
Eckes
anywhere
is
else
hanging
you can
right
pick
there
anybody else.
I didn't even know there were 54 trucks out there.
Ronnie gets on me for picking the same guys every week.
I thought we only started 36.
They're top 3.
That was a Phil Parsons stat. Look at Sanchez going after Heim for 3rd.
So many great stories in that running order up there on the left of our screen. You know, the battle here with Sanchez and Heim. We've already talked about Honeycutt, Tanner Gray with a good run here early, and William Swallich hanging around in the 7th position.
You know, we talked at the top of the show about how close it was from 5th on back to 10th. Only 8 points separating that group. We talked about Nick Sanchez and how they needed to chase points. He's only 16 points above the cut line. There's 180 points available in this round, in these 3 races, before we eliminate 2 people and move to the round of 8.
Well, if the caution doesn't fly, this should be pretty simple. They'll run to that 55th lap. But if the caution flies, then all bets are off about who's going to do what.
Almost halfway home in the opening stage here at Milwaukee. Your top 5, Majeski,
25 of 55.
Eckes, Heim, Sanchez, and Honeycutt.
All right.
Unlucky.
Okay, there we go. So side by side, Majeski continues to lead this race. Eckes, and then 5 seconds back, it's Heim, Sanchez, and Honeycutt, and then 3 seconds back after that. So you got 3 cars running together, and the 2 cars. See how many cars are lapped. How many cars do you think will be lapped at the end of this thing if this thing goes green? But yeah, sub up. We want to get to that 21,000 if you have not already. Trying to get to at least 20,900 today. And then we'll work on that 100 subs next week and try to get it by next week at the Xfinity race. We also have baseball this week. I'm probably going to do baseball tomorrow, Wednesday, or maybe tomorrow and then Thursday, Friday for the Phillies series. 1 game against the Twins. I know they played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then a 4-game set with the Phillies, which is probably the most important set of the year. Phillies Braves at Philadelphia. So probably going to be Monday, off Tuesday, Wednesday, work Thursday, Friday. Or stream Thursday, Friday for the Phillies. That's what I'm thinking right now. 7:30 games in Minnesota. Okay, well, it's a little better. I hope everybody's doing well on a Sunday afternoon, as we are bringing you live coverage here of the Liuna 175. Where is my dark horse Crafted at? He almost wrecked. He's in P12. Crafted is in P12. He almost wrecked with Taylor Gray, but he seemed to save it. But that put Bailey Curry, and the reason why he is where he's at, Bailey Curry 2 laps down, is because he put him into the wall. He was the one in the middle. He was the one on the outside that took the damage. Yeah, first 2 running away with this thing.
Series here at the Milwaukee Mile. Pole sitter Ty Majeski continues to lead, a near 1 second advantage over second place Christian Eckes. But the battle for third is what we were watching while we were in break. You've got Corey Heim, you've got Nick Sanchez, and it has been tight as they work through some lap traffic.
And that's
be right back. I'm going to get my charger, guys. I'll be right back.
Behind Nick Sanchez, running 5th right now.
Phil, as a racer, guys that have run this racetrack before, I love what these drivers are going through right now. It's all about finesse at this moment. You're just trying to search around, see how you can just use less wheel input, how you can squeeze that gas down sooner. This is just a chess match right now of trying to figure out how to manipulate your truck and get that thing to grip, and so you can get that gas pedal down eventually.
And get some feedback to your crew chief so you can make some changes at the end of this first stage.
I was going to say, and gain some knowledge for how you want to attack the stages later on in the race, because that final stage can be a long one. There's Tanner Gray, started second, is now running 6th, Jamie.
And after not being inside of the top 10 at the last 7 races, on Monday evening of this week, a change was made in the crew chief position for Tanner Gray. Now calling the shots is Jason Burdett. He's been with Legacy. He was with JRM before that, brings a ton of experience to the table. But this is his very first time crew chiefing in the truck series. So there's been a lot to learn. And this week they did go back to the sim. They did some extra time together just to be able to get up to speed a little bit. But you talk about the changes that you make at the break. This is when the communication comes into play. This team is looking forward. They're not inside of the playoffs. They're looking to grow and build on something for next season. And you said it, they qualified second, so they made quick work of it, right, Heather?
And a similar situation for his brother Taylor Gray, who's currently running in the 14th position. He said he's the most confident he's been coming into the playoffs, but he said our weakness is just that, giving communication and making ourselves significantly better with changes when we're needing to fight back from a bad day. Now, we did see contact earlier when he had a few other trucks around him, and the team just told him, take a deep breath, we'll be okay. So right now, refocus is what Taylor Gray is trying to do.
Across the board, solid day for Tricon. All 4 of their trucks inside the top 15, right behind Taylor Gray. Dean Thompson doing double duty today. Randy Arca race earlier.
Yeah, we talk about Taylor Gray, and a couple laps ago he was in the top 5 on speed. So that's how competitive this truck series field is.
There you can see how high these trucks are running. It's so strange for me, Phil, to see that pressure pavement down there and people just say, it's not for me.
It doesn't seem right, does it?
Thank you, Renee.
There you can see those Tricon garage trucks. Solid performance so far.
It's been 4 weeks
Been really keep
now.
my eye on William Sawalich after his ARCA run today.
Close profits. Thanks for being here, buddy. It has,
running
buddy.
in the 7th position.
I know he's only 17, so he should be full of energy and in great shape, but the high temperature today in Milwaukee, right around 90 degrees, so double duty, as hard as you have to work inside these vehicles, could be a bit of a challenge for Sawalich later in the afternoon. We'll keep an eye on him. Great start, though.
You know, these crew chiefs and engineers are furiously looking at what they can do to make their trucks better during this first break here.
Taylor Gray.
William, the cameras don't work for truck series. They never have.
There you see Ben Rhodes. Spoke to Ben here before the race started, and optimistic.
Yeah, I know.
I think cautiously optimistic. Didn't have a great day yesterday, but the 99 is rolling
still in the
right
playoffs, though. I'm not worried about it.
I would say On a day like today, that's where, and really, as you look at where they are entering the playoffs below the cut line, that's where championship experience really means something when you talk about Ben Rhodes. And I mentioned earlier, Daniel Dye, maybe the most improved driver, 23 to 24.
Close second right here.
I'd say Tyler Ankrum,
yes.
what he has done.
Look at Tyler Ankrum. Whoever picked him, I remember someone saying it.
Sure has. Just piled
Tyler
up the top fives
Ankrum
earlier in the season. Went through a bit of a lull, really not of his making, where had some trouble,
12th.
and then turned it on here at the very end to solidify his spot in the playoffs.
Isn't it cool to see him get it turned around, though? Because we know how good he was early in the season, but then it went away. They're able to rebound right now when it matters. As we look at Daniel Dye with his onboard camera, slipping to the outside.
E9 and Daniel Dye.
There.
Listen to that throttle, Mike.
Listen, watch his hands, too.
Watch how gingerly he's on this throttle down the corner.
You want to go, but you know you can't.
He's almost straight before he gets full throttle up off the corner. Waving to let competitor know that he appreciated him giving him room.
Yeah, went around the 04 Marco Andretti. Making his 4th start of the year in the Truck
17
Series.
laps to go in stage
Dexter
1.
Bean, Wisconsin native, making his first Truck Series start since 2009.
We have 2 drivers in this field that were in that last race prior to last year that we'd run here in 2009. Dexter Bean is one of them.
And the other, it's a layup. Michael? You know,
Matt Crafton?
Matt Crafton.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, exactly.
Why did you ask me if it was a layup?
Well, I wouldn't have asked you live on the air if it wasn't a layup. I don't like to do that to you. It's a layup for Majeski right now. He's out front with 16 to go on the stage.
Majeski doing his Majeski thing here at these short tracks. Going to be tough to beat this guy. But Eckes is now still almost over a half a second. And then there's the 7-second lead from the 2nd to 3rd place car. And then Sanchez is right there with Corey Heim, about a second behind. And then Honeycutt. And then there's a big gap again, 13 seconds for Tanner Gray. And here is your lap down cars already. They're just rolling through this track. Brett Holmes in 24th is the next car, the victim to the leaders. You're welcome, Brian. We try to bring you the best NASCAR content out there. We try to bring you a lot. So if you do see some bots out there, make sure you report them. And hopefully those people will come out here and hang out with us as well. But yeah, trucks don't give us the cams. And another good thing about NBC, when we had Fox for the first half of the season, all we had for Fox was the in-car cameras. That's all we could show. So, but NBC came along and brought us the aerial cam and the battle cam. So we'll see what happens next year when we go back to Fox. But for right now, we're going to keep on doing what we're doing. It seems to be working. We're growing as a channel no matter what we do. So thank you guys for all the support here. We're looking forward to see what happens here in this month coming up of September. And then we'll have some fun in October and November to close out the season. And then we'll probably do the remainder of the baseball season and then follow some college basketball is what we did last year for the Tennessee Volunteers. And also we'll be trying to do a little hockey as well. And we'll try to also bring in some Tennessee Volunteers football as well too. So that is our schedule coming up here pretty soon after the NASCAR season ends and the baseball season comes to a close. So. And we also have a lot of travel videos that we're about to come out. I'm about to go on a couple cruises this fall. So definitely probably have some travel info, some fun times there too. CeeLo, are you on iRacing? No, I'm not, Close Profits. I wish I had the time for that and had the setup to do all that, but no, I'm not. I just walked to get my phone charger, and Ryan's doing NASCAR Heat in there. Or NASCAR, the newest one out there. But I can't wait to see the new NASCAR video game that's coming out. It makes it look like iRacing. They said it's based off the iRacing simulator, so should be interesting. And look, Majeski
able to drive to the
I thought Eckes was making it. Eckes made a move to pass Eckes or Majeski, new leader.
Did he make
Eckes.
it 4 wide here around these lap trucks? Watch this, watch that 19 Napa truck.
That's just beautiful right there. He was able to see the high side was going to work. Majeski's truck's really been fading the last few laps, and Eckes was able to pounce and take advantage of that.
I just love the fact when you have a surface that you can run the bottom of the racetrack and you can run 4 lanes up and still find some grip.
I will say this, Eckes to me showing maturity because he just kind of laid in the weeds, let this stage play out, and when the opportunity presented itself, he pounced, and here he is in position for another stage victory.
Not
As we
anymore,
drop back
T-Man.
behind him, Caden Honeycutt trying to get fourth away from Nick Sanchez.
Not a big surprise for Caden Honeycutt to be running up in the
10
top
laps to
5.
go here.
Not at all.
Stage
We
1.
saw the first time he got behind the wheel of one of these trucks, he was so competitive, and you just felt like that he was going to be a guy that could win a
That
race
aged
this
well.
year. That's how good he's been. You could see he was able to run to the inside of Nick, but Nick rode that high side really strongly and was able to keep that spot.
I think that's where the maximum grip is. It appears is the higher you go, about the 4th lane is about where the maximum grip is.
You know, you only got 20
Yeah,
minutes
next
of practice
race is
yesterday.
Bristol after
Conditions
this.
very
3
similar to
weeks
what
from
we're
now.
seeing today. But right now is a little bit of an extension of that practice session from the standpoint of you are really learning where things will work for you, right?
Yeah, and they're running 3 seconds slower than our pole speed. Amazing the fall off that these tires have here. But again, that's the surface. It's not indicative of a problem with the Goodyear tires. It's just this abrasive surface. I mean, this racetrack was built in 1903, in 1800s. They started racing here in 1903, guys. It's probably not the same pavement, though.
I doubt it, especially that stuff on the bottom that's dark. Listen to Daniel.
Ooh, caution.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. The 21.
All right, remember I said flippers?
21. Yep.
Get your flippers ready.
Yeah, this is the opportunity.
We're going to see, I think, some of our
Jason Alexander, who's 3 laps down.
leaders possibly come to pit road.
I think so, too. The guys that really aren't that concerned about points.
It'll be interesting to see because there's so much fall off. Maybe they decide they'll keep those tires until the break just so they have those fewer laps.
Keep hitting that subscribe, y'all. Thank you
Or it's
so
an
much,
opportunity,
Trey.
really, maybe to put tires on now and drive your way
Trey,
back
thank
up
you
into
for
the top
subscribing.
10.
We're
if a
one
lot of
away
people
from
don't stop.
20,900.
21 is Jason Alexander. Got away from him, popped
And-
the wall ever so slightly, but enough to produce our first caution of the day.
Yeah, comfortably in the window that these teams would be able to make it to the end of the second stage if they stop early before the end of this
I'm
first
waiting
stage.
for an announcement here,
I think we're
Shane.
going to see a mixed bag. I'm just predicting.
Yeah.
It's my opinion. I've learned, that's what I'm saying. That's my opinion that we're going to see a mixed bag.
Okay.
Not we're going to see, because then as soon as you say that, the crew chiefs will do something different
Just
on
a
pit road
bruise.
and that you didn't see coming.
Yeah, and here's where it could be an advantage as we have 21 trucks on the lead lap. Right now, outside the top 10 of our playoff drivers, we have Enfinger and Taylor Gray, Ben Rhodes, and Rajah Caruth. They have the advantage of watching the first 10 trucks in front of them and what they do, and they can decide after that. The crew chief may say, hey, if over half the front 10 come in, then you come in, or you stay out, whatever the case may be.
But remember the fall off we saw at Richmond and how guys that pitted got back inside the top 10.
Well, that's
Heck,
good.
with only 21
comfortable
trucks on the
caution.
lead lap, Phil, I don't know if they start pitting, you better all pit because you're not going to be able to finish in the top 10 because of your
Correct.
tires. We talked about it, 3 seconds off. I think they maybe most all of them come.
I think that'd be a good move.
Mentioned 21 trucks on the lead lap. There'll be 22 when we add Brett Holmes. He'll get the free pass here. First truck 1 lap down.
He was racing Stuart Friesen pretty aggressively for that spot. Was able to get it away from Friesen.
Here we are, race
Jack
1
Wood?
of the playoffs. So let's take you through
I don't think so.
where we will go.
We're
as
gonna
we
fly.
head toward Phoenix
We're going to fly to
and a
Bristol.
championship.
How about that? Bristol in the playoffs in this first round.
And then we're going to go Kansas, and what a racy racetrack this has become. They're going to be 4 wide all over this racetrack.
Elimination race at Kansas. We open the round of 8. Talladega, where anything can happen.
No wild cards there at Talladega for sure.
And another racy 1.5 miles. Homestead, Miami.
And the elimination race that
Yeah, I
determines the
don't think so.
championship 4. How about a Friday night in Martinsville, Virginia?
It's about as flat as this racetrack, too. 1/2 mile.
I cannot wait to get to Martinsville. You talked about Talladega being a wild card. I think the smallest track is one as well.
And we'll wrap the season
Thank you.
and crown a champion at Phoenix Raceway. Pit road going to be open. They'll come, if they do, with 4 to go in the stage.
I'm a race fan, Phil, and I'm really excited to see what these crew chiefs tell their drivers they want to do. Pit, 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 I think.
Yeah, I've got to believe it with Rajah Caruth with the fact that he had to start at the back. I think it would. Well, here they come.
And
pit,
all the
yeah.
leaders.
And here they are, Heather.
And Mark Hillman, the crew chief for Tyler Ankrum, said, hey, we're going to do whatever the leaders do. If they split, then it's going to be up to you. But we saw the leaders come in, so the 18 in his box now. He's just saying he's really tight, even with the fans off. So they're going to go 2 up on the track bar, 4 tires, and Sunoco fuel. Jamie Howe?
You're up to the top 3, starting off with Corey Heim running 3rd. He said he was pushing pretty hard there in those opening stages, but it just got too tight. He couldn't push any harder, so they're going to adjust some air pressures, give him some better fire off, going up to the number 98, led 42 of those opening laps. And he said, I can turn better, but he said, I can't commit as well as what Christian Eckes can do. So they're making some adjustments for him. And then for Christian, he was pretty tight early on, but it really started to come to him at the end. So just a couple of slight adjustments. Christian said that he's got a good truck, and he's pretty happy.
Lane
with
Riggs
it,
+5 and Taylor Gray +5.
On the racetrack, Christian Eckes comes in the leader, and he's the first off pit road. Back with a restart in a moment.
All right, green-white checker here. Green-white checker for the first stage, it looks like. Hope everybody's doing well. Appreciate everybody hanging out here tonight on the Go at CeeLo. Appreciate you. New leader, Christian Eckes. Came in the leader, came out the leader. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe as well. We're trying to our goal of 21K. We need to get to our about 101 more subscribers to 21,000 subscribers. So we thank you guys. Maybe we might hit 21K during a baseball stream this time instead of racing. But it's okay. We'll get there when we get there. But thank you guys. And 180 likes, 20 more to 200. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes on this stream. We appreciate every single one of you guys. 55, 55, 65. I think that's what it is. Someone look that up because I'm going to add something here over here underneath the stage 1. I'm going to put the laps for stage 2. How many we know are in the stage. We do. No cams, just audio. There it is. We're 100 subs away from 21K. Wow. New leader Ty Dillon doing Ty Dillon things. Could Ty Dillon get mixed up and wreck the whole field? That would be interesting. Ty Dillon and Jake Garcia, I guess, stayed out. See, I'm not sure why they would want to do that. I mean, it's not like they're racing for anything. Unless they think there's going to be another caution. It could happen. Exactly. Have 100 more likes. Let's see if we get to 200. 100 more likes and 100 more subs. I rolled to 21K. Braves play the Twins and the Phillies this week. So we'll be doing that too. Should be interesting. Penn State versus Virginia next Saturday. Football galore. Here we go.
Stage 1. Let's look at what happened to Corey Heim, penalized for speeding on the pit lane, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, big mistake there for Corey Heim.
See Heim there.
You see him right there. Well, look at the gap between the front two. Michael, I think this is where the problem is he feels like he needs to catch up.
Broncos 6 cards,
but
nothing.
Before he gets to, when he gets to the timing line, actually the first and the second sections, he's speeding.
Yeah, it looked like he might have just misjudged it somehow because it was visibly way faster than the speed limit.
Hey, I'm heartbroken for 2 reasons. One, because Heim's penalized and now he's got to drop to the rear. And also, we added a lap, which means that 1 lap shootout we thought we would get to end the stage.
Oh, wow.
We're not going to get it in stage 1. We'll end under caution. And the 2 drivers that stayed out, Ty Dillon, Jake Garcia, are going to benefit here.
That's the first stage win for Ty Dillon, and he's had a fast truck during the course of this race. He drove up to the top 10.
Yeah.
So great strategy there, played it out. It was going to be a terrible strategy if the
He
green
needs to
flag
catch
comes
up,
out,
but he
it
really
didn't.
needs to watch
We
his
had this stat
tack
before we
on
went to
pit
break,
road. He does.
and that is that Christian Eckes has not finished outside the top 2 in a stage since Charlotte in May, Memorial Day weekend. He's going to finish 3rd here in stage 1.
That is hard to believe.
That's unbelievable.
So the only ones that are not going to
But
get any
that's
points are
that shows the season
Infinger,
that
Rhodes,
Eckes
and Caruth
Corey
and
Heim
Heim.
both have had. Remember, we talk about Eckes winning the regular season championship. Corey Heim lost 54 points at Charlotte when he was disqualified for having too many missing lug nuts. So that battle would have been a lot closer than it was.
If he had won that stage, would have been his 9th stage victory of the year. He doesn't get the win, but he does finish 3rd, and he will be the man in charge when we go green in stage 2. And we'll have that for you coming up next. Christian Eckes.
All right, stage 2. Stage 2 now. T-Pan says, I remember when I thought the trucks put a best racing for years. I'm just not a fan really anymore. Half these kids, I don't know who they are anymore, and they will just wreck and wreck and wreck. If you make one of them mad, they're going to take you out. They don't care. They're like, I'm just going to race hard, and that's it. There's no strategy. I'm just going to keep on going and keep on going. But yep. I wanted to go to the race up here in Milwaukee, but it's 96 degrees out. I can't handle that. I understand that. FSU's playoff chances dropped from 36% to 12% after losing yesterday. Yeah, that's crazy. It's unusually cool in North Carolina. You know what? Spain was in East Tennessee yesterday, and she said it was very cool over there. So, and those mountains, man. Stage 1, Ty Dillon, winner. Dicks away. If Luke Jackson was a NASCAR driver, he would crash after half a lap. At least we won the series, but I really wanted to sweep the NAS today. Yeah. And we'll see what we do against the Twins, and then the division will come down to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be the division. What happens there will determine who's going to definitely win the division. So we play the Phillies at Philadelphia. So hopefully Harris is well by the Philadelphia series. Good thing at least his hand is not broke. 86 in North Carolina mountains. Anywhere are cooler. Yep. There you go. Up in the heights there. Junior Johnson needs to join Childress Racing so Rowdy can make the playoffs. Yep. Kids being the key word. Yeah, they're all kids, man. They just like gung-ho. Let's go speeding 1,000 miles a minute. Run. We should be ahead of Philly if we beat Washington like we should. Yeah, I know. You're right. We should have. But we'll see what happens here. But make sure you check out my man, the Dixon Way, for all your ATL sports. He does Atlanta Braves just like us, but he does Hawks, NBA basketball. He does Falcons, NFL football. I think he does the women's basketball too. And he also is a Georgia Bulldogs fan. So make sure you check out all your ATL Georgia sports through the Dixon Way. He does all the games. I wish I could do all the games, but of course we do NASCAR here. And I take a couple days off during the week. I got a full gig and all that stuff that I do every day. So, Larry, you got to ask where's Dr. Dixon at? Where's he at? Dr. Dixon. CeeLo, does your Denny have dust on it yet? Yep. And you know what happens, y'all? If we don't make it to 21K by today, it will be full-fledged FedEx Denny Hamlin week next week. There is no penalty for CeeLo wearing Denny stuff next week. So we don't get to 21K. You know how it is. Next week, Denny, that purple hat comes back out. The FedEx shirt comes back out on Sunday night. Denny shirt on Saturday afternoon. So I'm frozen. Make sure you're hitting a refresh. I'm looking good here. Make sure you refresh your stream if you're frozen.
Action. There's American Family Field in the distance.
Good call, Adam.
And El Central leading Brewers. Home field advantage there.
I've been there.
You've been to all of them, haven't you?
Well, not all of them, but I've been to that one.
There's the stage point breakdown, and this is something that is huge as we look throughout the playoffs and who's gaining what they need to advance. Christian Eckes, I'm not sure he needed to put more money in the bank, but he did. Finish third, got 8 stage points, and Ty Majeski right there with him. They'll be on the front row for the restart here in stage 2 as both Dillon and Sanchez, or excuse me,
here we go, race flag, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys!
I prematurely did a boogity, boogity, boogity. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Come to the start-finish line and choose her up.
Are you a little surprised, as dominant as the outside is, that Christian Eckes took the
Ross
inside?
for the win next week? Probably.
No, I think when you get that leap, you know, and you can start
on new tires.
On new tires,
Yeah.
you can try to get yourself in a position to have that nose out ahead of the guy that's second, and then you can just wash up a little bit. You don't want to be too obvious with it, but you can kind of wander up the hill a little bit and take that groove away.
On the inside, back to the start of the race.
Majeski on the outside
takes the inside lane, and that wasn't always the case here last year on restart. So I was a little surprised at that, even though we didn't draw attention to it. And then once he jumped right out front off of turn 2, there was no need to make mention of it.
Yeah, but we've shown now that the groove has moved way up the hill. So I'm going to be curious to see, as long as Majeski gets a good run, what kind of grip he's going to have down there in 1 and 2. Again, new tires, low air pressure for all these trucks right now.
Make sure you guys are on 1080p. We're not going back green yet. Make sure you guys are on 1080p. Make sure you refresh if your screen freezes. Sometimes YouTube does that to you. On my side, we're good. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're refreshing every time your thing lags or whatever. And then make sure your screen is on 1080p.
See Daniel Dye there, that number 43, running inside of the top 6 right now. And for Daniel, he had this race circled as one that wasn't a throwaway, but it's one that he's not really looking forward to. Why? Well, because it's so flat, and he feels like as a driver, he doesn't get very good feedback. They don't make very good changes. He put a lot of thought into that in practice and qualifying yesterday, and they've been able to steadily make some progress here. So even though he didn't have high expectations, today is certainly turning things around for that young driver. Heather?
And for Ben Rhodes in that first run, he said he was just a little tight, so the team took some wedge out and did an air pressure adjustment. But somewhat of a concern here for the 99 during the last run, that truck completely shut off on him. Now, it only happened once, so as crew chief Doug Randolph said, if we had an issue with an alternator, it would have got worse. If we were having a fuel pressure issue, it would have gotten worse. But something we'll keep an eye on here with the 99.
A few trucks took the wave around to get back on the lead lap, most notably Stuart Friesen, Connor Jones, Chase Purdy.
Got a truck stalled here. This is a caution that won't ever end, Phil. We thought we were going to go back racing to end the stage. That didn't happen, and now we just want to go back racing.
It's going to turn into about a 15-lap caution.
We thought we were going to get a shootout to end stage 1. We might get one to end stage 2 right here, you know. Dexter Bean from Wisconsin stopped on track.
I just kind of wanted to say Dexter Bean, and stepped on you a little bit there, Adam.
But you got it out. That's good.
I did. He's from Wisconsin, and now he's got his truck fired back up.
Mention those trucks that took the wave around. We're going to have 28 trucks. Make it 27 trucks on the lead lap when we go back green.
What's the deal with this?
We did get the one to go there. Drove around Dexter Bean, and this time we're going to go green. How about it?
Hopefully.
What's up, Ricky?
We feel good about it. The lights are out on the safety
Lane Riggs
truck.
is starting to figure it
Everybody
out. I
seems
think
to be
so,
lined up
too.
in a uniform fashion. I think it's all set, Adam.
What can Majeski do with Eckes?
Look who's lurking there in third. We talk about his prowess on the short tracks. Lane Riggs has creeped into inside of row 2.
Quiet kid,
Kenneth, they don't allow the
today is Lane Riggs.
They don't allow cams from trucks.
That will be a factor throughout the afternoon. Front row for the restart. Eckes and Majeski. 19
I don't know,
control
man. I don't know what you're talking about.
The second stage here at Milwaukee.
Here we go, boogity, boogity. 55 laps.
There's that bit of a
Stage
nose
2.
out on Majeski for Eckes. Makes it work. Slides up like I mentioned, and here comes on the inside Lane Riggs. He's going to grab that second spot.
How about that inside line working for these guys?
I got 2 words for you. Playoff spoiler. Lane Riggs, top 5 for the last 7 races. First time he's been to Milwaukee, and he is showing out in the 38.
Tanner Gray doing well, is also running in the 5th spot behind Sanchez.
Yeah, Tanner qualified front row, drifted back 6th, 7th, but he's right back up there inside the top 5, and right behind him his brother Taylor Gray, who spent a good portion of stage 1 outside the top 10, but here he is in the 17.
And not a surprise to see that yellow 88 of Matt Crafton right against the inside curb there.
Yeah, he likes that bottom, and man, he's making it work too. Crafton with a nice run here in Milwaukee.
What's up, Richard? Good to see you.
You need to do it on new tires. I think as the tires get older and hotter, that bottom might not be as good, but Crafton's making it work right now.
Lane Riggs.
You know, and that opens other drivers and spotters' eyes. Those spotters are saying, man, Matt's making it work on the bottom. No, that's an option.
I kind of like Daniel Dye as well.
Can make it
Ricky.
work.
You know Crafton's motivated, right? Because 3-time champion, missed the playoffs for the first time in his career. He'd love to come in here and win race 1. Remind everybody he's not going away.
He had a solid race here last year. Finished up in the top 10.
Drives up to the 7th position.
Welcome, Ricky.
Trying to size up Taylor Gray.
Jeff Hensley's made Taylor Gray's truck better. And his pit crew did a nice job, too. I tell you, week in, week out, the Tricon bunch, really all their trucks are among the very best in the series on pit stops.
And, you know, when we talked to Taylor earlier this week at the NASCAR building, he shared with us he feels a little bit like an underdog. And he came in here with a 1-point advantage over the cut line. So just go out and let it rip. And that's what he's doing so far today.
And you talk about the adjustments that his crew chief Jeff Hensley just made. He told Taylor just before the green flag dropped, we should fire off better, and we're seeing that right now.
Commercial,
he said the closer we get to
I'll
the
talk
front,
about it.
the better the turn in the center will be for us.
Again, Jeff Hensley was the crew chief for Grant Enfinger's dominant win last year. He's done such a great job over here at Tricon with Taylor Gray in this season.
Well, let's go to the other side of that, because last year Enfinger not only won the race, but started on the pole, led 95 laps. He wins both stages. But this weekend, not near as good. Qualified outside the top 10, and they've kind of hung right there around 10th. Been somewhat of a disappointment as we go through the first portion of this race.
But watch this team make the adjustments. The experience of
47
Grant,
years of age, ain't gonna stop 3-time
Watch
champ.
them get better and better as this race winds down.
Matt Crafton, let me see those 88s.
He knows
if you're
he's a veteran. He knows
OG
everything he
fan.
needs to do to maximize 175 laps.
Yeah, no stage points for Grant Enfinger.
Look at him work that wheel. You see all those
88's in the chat
motions
for
with the
OG
wheel? His foot's
Matt
probably,
Crafton.
I would say it's just the opposite. He's just laying on it, squeezing it, just trying to nurse
That's
that
awesome,
fuel,
Johnny.
that gas pedal to
Where
the
do you
floor
see him
so
all
he
the
can
time?
get the power down.
That's right, Kevin.
It's amazing the different techniques from all these drivers. Like Corey Heim, you won't see him hardly. He'll turn the wheel a little bit left. You won't see him go back and forth like Grant Enfinger is. We watched him during practice yesterday. Same kind of situation.
Thank you, Jay.
There's Jeff Stankiewicz, his crew chief. What a great
J2
job
Real.
they've been doing here lately. Seemed like about a third of the way through the season, they just turned it up about 3 notches and have been strong ever since.
I like in the way the driver uses his steering wheel. I mean, think back to Mark Martin. He would take a hand off the wheel and wrap it all the way around to the left. It's like a golf swing. You know, some golf swings are different than others, but you can get results depending on no matter what your swing is like to a certain extent.
What's your swing like?
Let's go back to Grant. He really likes to work that wheel aggressively. You mentioned it, Corey, and some of the other drivers do it a lot differently.
Hold on a second, it's coming back here. Come on, do you follow
Heck is not able to
just
drive away from
WWE?
Lane Riggs.
Yeah, he's going to try to honk the Zorn.
Yeah, they've moved out to about a second-half margin over Majeski right now, running third. Look how high Eckes is.
That's what I love about this track, man. You got options. Oh, lane way out wide off turn 2.
You just wonder if you can jump the cushion here. Can you get too wide?
I haven't seen it yet, have we?
I haven't.
I guess we got it. You know, you got to think after the way Riggs has performed in the last 6-8 races, this is a win waiting to happen. He hasn't been really in a position like this to grab the lead and drive off in dominating fashion. Maybe today's his day.
Enfinger 9, Dean Thompson in the 5. He's been strong today.
Yeah, Dean Thompson doing double duty, ran the ARCA race earlier. Had a top 10 finish.
You know, he's been top 10 in 3 of the last 6 races, so late in the regular season. And they had too many rough rides early to overcome, try to get in the playoffs. But he has had a strong finish to the regular season and opening up the playoffs with a nice performance as well. Let's go back to Corey Heim, had the speeding penalty. Restarts in the rear, but here's the 11, already back to the top 15 and working over Sammy Smith in the 7.
No Hocevar.
He's got around Matt Mills in the 42. Now he's going to heat up Sammy.
We'll keep it side by side as we go to break. Christian Eckes, the race leader, over Lane Riggs and Ty Majeski.
All right, 55 laps for stage 2 here as we're 60 laps. I'm sorry, I thought it was 55. 60 laps, I have to change that. 25 of 60 laps for stage 2. And someone was asking about my Facebook page, so here is our social media. Check that out here. If you guys want to check that out, On the Go at CeeLo is our Facebook page. Sealord16 is our Twitter. On the Go at CeeLo1 is our Instagram. And On the Go at CeeLo is our TikTok. And then On the Go at CeeLo is our Twitch. So make sure you're checking them all out. Make sure you're subscribing to us and all that good stuff. But we lately have just been doing everything on YouTube lately. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Make sure you're subscribing to us on Facebook at least, definitely. You'll never miss a stream if you see it on Facebook. All right, and I think we're a pretty good amount of Facebook followers now, so check that out. So I need to change this to 60 laps. 60 laps, not 55. 60. 60. All right, there we go. 60 laps for stage 2. Daytona Cup Series race was insane last night. 34 getting stuck on Logano's car hood was insane. I know every time I see it. The slow mode one, the slow mo Insta replay is the best. But Eckes continues to leave Lane Riggs and then Majeski right after that. Then Sanchez, and you're looking where Heim is. Let's find where Corey Heim is. Corey Heim's come from 20-something spot to 14th. He got caught speeding on pit road, so he had to go to the back, but he is coming. Is Zilich racing today? No, he's not, but Swalich is, and he's in that 7. No, Swalich is in the 1 car, and he is in 19th spot. He's just below the ticker there, 19th spot for Solich. Non-competitive pit stops today, right? I think so. What station is the race on? It is on FS1. FS1.
State Fair Park, live
Maggie,
at the Milwaukee Mile playoff
Facebook.
opener for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Christian Eckes leading, and back behind him, they're getting after it. Jack Wood,
200 likes. Let's see if we can get to 300 now.
Stuart Friesen, 77, Chase Purdy.
Yeah, these guys are racing for position, too, and racing hard for position.
We're going to invite that 66 truck. Or is that? Yeah, that's Connor Hall. Invite him to the party as well.
That's a group of drivers that took the waiver round.
MRN.
They could use a caution,
MRN.com.
right? So if they're not
or
careful,
on the
they're
NASCAR
going to create
app.
one of their own.
Doing pretty good, Snowman.
See Jack Wood making a nice move to the inside of Chase Purdy. GoPro, new sponsor on board that 91 for Jack Wood.
It's Connor Jones. I said Hall, I meant Jones.
We've had a lot of Connors.
Yeah, there's Connors everywhere.
We've had way too many Connors,
a lot of
haven't
Connors.
we?
A lot of Connors.
And
Yeah, I see that
Snowman
91 for Jack Wood.
have
And it reminds
4
me of a
screens
story
going
that Christian Eckes told
with
us
everything
at
plus
Media
the race
Day
on.
earlier
My
this
computer's
week.
at
And he talked about
0.4%.
Zane Smith coming over and driving that truck early in the season.
0.4.
And all the experience that he brings at a championship level in a truck, and the knowledge that he transferred to this team, and what that means in their quest to go for a championship here in 2024.
Yeah, Christian said that was the most important thing they had all year long and then the processes too. Not only just his knowledge, but the process and how they do. Remember, he's a champion here in the series with Front Row Motorsports, the team that Scott Riggs' son, Lane Riggs, is driving for right now, running second. Jack doing a nice job here running up. Remember, Stuart Friesen actually got lapped, got the wave around, got back on the lead lap. Right now, these guys battling for around the 20th spot.
Battling around the 20th spot. And a couple of laps ago, I noticed the top 5 speed for Jack Wood in that 91 truck.
No, it did not,
good
Cyrus.
job today, like you mentioned, Phil. Just so competitive. Lose a little bit of track position, and next thing you know, it's hard to make any progress.
Man. Good luck.
McAnally Hilgerman Racing right there with Christian Eckes leading. Daniel Dye doing a great job running up in the top 10, as well as Tyler Ankrum. 3 trucks make the playoffs. They're 3 full-time
I don't like Corey
trucks make the
LaJoy
playoffs.
just because you got fired from Spire Motorsport doesn't mean you have to cause accidents.
Hilgerman Racing.
Well, you go to a 4-truck team, you put 3 of them in the playoffs. We talked about the improvements for both Dye and Ankrum, and Eckes wins the regular season championship, and he's got 3 victories. I mean, they're checking all the boxes in 24.
You never heard of him until last night?
Pair of Grays Racing.
Love this car right here.
Brotherly love for 5th and 6th.
There's Craftsman right
Tanner just ahead of Taylor.
I'll tell you, Jeff Hensley has made this 17 truck better for Taylor Gray.
That's got to be a great feeling. I talked about the experience and the knowledge behind the wheel of Grant Enfinger. Well, flip that. Have a guy like Jeff Hensley on the box. These veteran crew chiefs can figure out ways to help things as well, listening to the input from their drivers. Even if they are inexperienced, they can hear what the driver's saying and they can make changes appropriately.
And remember, we reported new crew chief for Tanner Gray as we take a look at Raja Caruth getting by Jake Garcia. Jason Burdett calling the shots now for Tanner Gray, 18-time winner in the Xfinity Series with JRM.
Raja up to 18th now, Heather.
And an area of improvement for him this season that he's been working on is the short tracks. He told me that he's proud of himself, though, on the gains that he's made as far as being disciplined. But right now, his spotter telling him, you're getting beat in the center of the corner. Now, these corners are completely
just a way to
different.
gain some points and gamble in the chat there,
to hit their marks
Astro.
each time around.
Thank you,
circuit.
Bill.
Look how
Bill,
high
thanks
he goes.
for subscribing.
Man, that's about as high as we've seen. You mentioned jumping the cushion, Phil, which is something that we usually will see on a short track like this, but so far it looks like you can go all the way up to the wall.
I don't know. Mad
Ty
Steve, I don't know what you're talking
up to
about.
second, went by Lane Riggs.
Rose the Hunter, what's up?
To get that runner-up spot.
Wow.
Heavy traffic. They both go by the 22 truck. Majeski's able to take advantage of that.
We just did the Indy 500.
Bit of a squeeze play there, and look at the distance that Majeski has put on Riggs.
And here comes Sanchez.
Yeah, all of a sudden that 38 that was so strong to begin this stage going in the wrong direction. Lost second, now third, and looking in the rearview mirror at Nick Sanchez, who's strong in the 2 today.
It's got to be a good feeling for Nick. Having the kind of speed to run up there and check on them leaders, if you will.
99 to go.
About 20 laps away from the end of this stage.
88 to go.
Maybe Dylan Capella, the crew chief.
Make sure you guys are live.
He knows what that truck will do now on this kind of a run. Might have to make some changes so that truck will last a little bit longer. Remember, a little bit longer third stage than both first and second stage. 65 laps for stage 3.
For Lane Riggs, qualified outside the top 15 to be running top 5 late stage 2. Pretty good spot to be in. Christian Eckes leads, 21 to go. Second stage at Milwaukee.
What if finding a new job?
All right, so make sure you guys are, go ahead and reboot. Definitely, Mad Steve. It might be your computer. Sometimes Yahoo plays tricks on you guys and makes you lag and all that stuff. Sometimes YouTube does that to you. So they changed it back to 55 laps in stage. That's what I thought. It said 60 on the thing. That's why when I read I looked it up on the stat. Yeah, so it's 55 laps. 55 laps in stage 2. All right, back to 55 laps then it is. Formula 1, I never watched Formula 1 because I never wanted to get up early to watch it. Brad Keselowski, Jeff Gordon, Denny Hamlin. Too early for me to get up. I enjoy my weekends to sleep in. I have to work Monday through Friday, and I get up early for those days. So Saturday and Sunday is my days to sleep in. So nope. Show the entire board over once in a while. Yeah, I'll do it, Steve. Yeah. Anytime you want to see the board, let me know. I can scroll up. I'll scroll up here really. Oh, then I'll scroll back down really slow. So there's your Timmy Hill, the last car on the lead lap. He's in 26th spot. There we go. Really slow back down here so you guys can see. Stuart Friesen there in 21st. Jake Garcia 20th. Swallowich in 19th. Carruth in 18th. Sammy Smith. Where's Corey Heim in 13th? There we go. So Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, Lane Riggs, and Nick Sanchez falling back. Taylor Gray in P5. The Dutch track is absolutely insane. Would love to be on that track for one lap. Looks so like a great track. Interesting. Formula 1 equals a rich man's IndyCar racing with street courses, Kevin says. F1 isn't NASCAR, Desert Fox says. What? No tape delay for F1? Nope. Yeah, we can't... Fox doesn't supply those cameras. NBC's the only one that supplies the aerial cam and the battle cam. Fox only supports the in-car cameras on NASCAR Drive, and that was... We did that the first half of the year, but when NBC came back, that was something new. We were all shocked about it. So maybe Fox picks up on that and comes back. We'll see what happens. But so we got no cameras or anything like that for the trucks. They're like as Lloyd says, they're the NASCAR's stepchild.
Payoff. He's led a lap again in a race. He's done so in every race this year. Remarkable stat. He's led over 800 laps this season. When you add what he's done here today, that's more in the rest of his career combined coming in
45, Daniel Dye.
So very impressive what he's been able to do.
Yeah, I have a little news, Adam, I was going to drop on you, but I didn't want to bust it too early.
What's that?
I talked to Eckes this morning. He said, I'm really happy with my truck. Now, if you watch the truck series, you know he never says that. I think
3
the last
races
time
from
he
now.
said it was in Nashville.
Led every lap.
Led every lap.
Every single lap.
And won the race. So, I mean, it doesn't make good TV to break that right now, but these guys know what they're up against. When
15 to
Christian
go in
Eckes
stage
says
2.
He likes his truck.
You couldn't wait, though, could you?
I couldn't wait to share.
Well, I would say he's underachieving because he hasn't led every lap today.
Look at that lane.
Lane?
Lane that you're taking.
Is that L-A-N-E or L-A-Y-N-E?
Both. Yes is the answer to that. It's fun to watch, I'll tell you that. As a racer, you want options. We can see they have them today.
Sanchez would love to get that spot before the end of the stage, grab another point. See 6 of our players.
Lagging a little bit on the audio, guys. It'll be back here in a second. Come on now.
Playoff drivers right now up in the top 10 in stage point positions. And the rest of them are right there behind it. The only one outside the top 13 is Rajah Carruth right now running 18th.
Remember when we took the trucks to North Wilkesboro All-Star
How about
Weekend
that
and how
Haley
they ran all the
Deegan?
way out next to the outside wall on a short track?
SMX.
These truckers, they know how to look for grip.
What'd she do?
This is a great battle.
Strong move by Nick to the inside.
FEC, what did she do?
Not quite able to hold the throttle down there.
Rob says the smell of methanol fuel absolutely
Nick,
delicious.
Only one top 10 finish, so running up toward the front in playoff time, that's really important.
You know, he was great here a year ago,
have a hashtag
and unfortunately he got turned around, hit the wall,
Lane
didn't get
Riggs,
the finish he deserved. That happened late
Connor
in the
Jones
race,
and
but
Thad
he's
Moffitt
come
are
back
the rookies.
here today and once again reminded everybody how good he is at this style of racing. And I had forgotten just how close he was at making the championship four a season ago as a rookie, Nick Sanchez. And we said it earlier, 2 wins in his sophomore campaign, and he has performed at a very high level. Heather?
And to update on Grant Enfinger, he told me that this race truck, they just haven't been able to get the balance right in practice yesterday or today. They are still struggling. So his crew chief, Jeff Stankiewicz, said, hey, your entry speed looks comparable to the leaders, but center off is where we are lacking. So we're going to look for them to make a change at the stage break on this next pit stop. He said, we're not making any gains in what we're doing. So change in the track bar upcoming for Grant Enfinger. Jamie Howe?
An update on Corey Heim, who we saw running inside the top 3. He's been able to move up 8 positions since he had that penalty for speeding on pit lane. The team telling him right now with just over 10 laps to go in this stage, just to keep digging. They said track position is going to be everything in the 3rd and final stage. So they want him to just keep pushing, ticking him off as best as he can. He was the fastest truck out on the racetrack for a couple of laps here in the middle of the 2nd stage, but starting to fall off a little bit to the end. They're going to keep digging away and see what they can do.
Yeah, I think Corey Heim will rely on that pit crew that's been so solid week in, week out. A lot of spots to be gained on pit road here.
And the good news for Heim, if he can't get back to the top 10 and get some stage points here, he entered today's race plus 39. So we know what he's capable of, and that advantage gives you a little grace when you have a penalty like they did on that pit stop earlier. Down to 9 laps remaining. The lead for Christian Eckes, almost 3 seconds in front of Ty Majeski. Lane Riggs continues in 3rd.
Oh, wait a minute.
Then
One of those
4
Braves games is on Fox.
Drivers,
is
Sanchez,
it Thursday?
Taylor Gray, Daniel Dye, Tyler Ankrum, Tanner Gray, Matt Crafton, Caden Honeycutt complete the top 10.
And then there's 3 more playoff racers just outside the top 10. Tyler Ankrum just got around Tanner Gray to move up a spot.
There's a battle right there inside the top 10. See Crafton trying to get around the 15 of Tanner Gray. That's a battle for the 8th spot.
Just ahead of them, you saw Tyler Ankrum up there. Man, this is some tight racing. Caden Honeycutt wanting to join this party.
See if he can make it his way around the
Milwaukee
outside.
Mile's
of
the
Crafton.
oldest
Crafton's
racetrack
been running the bottom
in
of
the
racetrack
country.
since we restarted
what's
this
the
race,
second?
and he's going to grab that
Martinsville?
spot from Tanner Gray.
Am I right? Martinsville?
Spencer Boyd there in the mix, trying to give these guys plenty of racing room. It's hard to hide at this racetrack, though, isn't it, Phil?
Sure is.
You don't know what groove a guy's
Winchester.
going to want. But the good thing is, when you catch a lapper like Spencer, you get
Very
there, you can
interesting.
just pick a lane and go where he isn't.
These drivers
Yeah,
not
that's what I was
getting
saying,
a break today.
Martinsville.
Only 1 caution. A lot of laps under green. Got to execute. And it was about this point in stage 1 when we had our only caution. Jason Alexander got into the wall.
See Grant Enfinger has joined that battle. Again, stage points available. There's Grant right there trying to move to the inside of Honeycutt. Honeycutt's trying to get underneath Spencer Boyd.
6 laps to go here.
Just couldn't get the throttle down, could he, Mike?
Oh, I thought about Indy,
That's
yeah.
because I think Boyd was in the lane that Honeycutt wanted.
Yeah, wouldn't
so
Indianapolis
he
be the
squeezed
oldest
down,
one
and
in the country?
Forced lane, excuse me, that forced
Not
Grant
the
to try
Milwaukee
to
Mile?
squeeze down as well.
Hey, Enfinger came in 5 points above the cut line. No margin for error. You'll take every
I was thinking
point
just short track.
you can get. Might need it in a few weeks'
I mean,
time when we head to
that's a
Kansas
big
in that elimination race.
Selection of tracks.
By the way, Enfinger has won at 4 of the 7 playoff races. We talked about what he did here at Milwaukee a season ago, but he's won at 4 of the 7 playoff tracks. That bodes well for him if he can put all the pieces together.
Really wants to, as you see, the 45 of Honeycutt loose into the corner, slipping and sliding. Enfinger would love to grab that spot here with just 4 to go in the 2nd stage.
Kentucky Derby. Now
He
you're
knows he
opening
can
up
just
a whole
reach
bunch
out
of tracks.
and See 2 points right there in front of him.
4 laps to go here in stage 2.
Timmy Hill in that 56 truck right ahead of this battle. That's making it more difficult for these guys to make a moves on one another. But look at Enfinger way down to the bottom, sliding up in the middle. Has he got this spot?
He's got back in the throttle. You see Tim Hill up there. Is there going to be a truck in between them?
No.
He's got it. Got that spot and a point.
Enfinger to 10th with 3 laps to go in the stage.
And you think those points don't matter? Each individual point? What happened to Nick Sanchez last year, Adam?
Yeah, lost in a tiebreaker to Ben Rhodes. That was to go to the championship 4.
You'll be there next Sunday on Fox.
And who won the championship?
Ben Rhodes qualified on the tiebreaker.
Is that where it's
after
going to
finishing
be
2nd
next Sunday?
at Talladega in Miami last year.
That was a layup, Phil.
You can ask me the hard stuff, okay? Lap and a half to go for Eckes. Looking for his 9th stage win of 2024.
It would be his 10th if everything had gone normal at the end of stage 1.
But I'll update, he hasn't finished worse than third in a stage since Charlotte in May. Even though he finished third, it's still a very impressive stat. Final lap, stage 2 at Milwaukee.
7 of our playoff drivers in point-paying positions here in this stage. Grant Enfinger just grabbed that last one.
Why was he the regular season champion? Because he's always at the front. For Christian Eckes, through turns 3 and 4, he's going to see that green and white checkered flag. He has won 6 of the last 10 stages, and he delivers in our second stint here at Milwaukee.
Eckes sweeps him. Congratulations, Christian Eckes.
Run here for Eckes.
Eckes wins it. Majeski second. Riggs in the top 5. Same for Sanchez and Taylor Gray. Pit stops when we come back to the Milwaukee Mile.
Eckes dominating on these short tracks as well. Man, oh man, it's interesting to see Christian Eckes dominating here, just like he did in Nashville. He just dominated every lap in Nashville. But right now, Eckes, Majeski, Lane Riggs, that rookie, as T-Van or someone was saying, T-Van said that he was finally figuring it out, and he's been getting better every week that we've been watching him. But Nick Sanchez in 4th, 5th, Taylor Gray, Daniel Dye in 6th. So 7th, Tyler Ankrum, Matt Crafton in 8th, Caden Honeycutt 9th, 10th, Grant Enfinger. So Ben Rhodes, Corey Heim miss out on the points. But as he was saying, that Corey Heim came in 36 points up on everybody, so at least he's not missing out on those right there. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We're on caution number 3. What's that said? They never cleared out from last night. They never cleared out the cautions from last night. So you can see all the wrecks, all the cars that were involved. They never cleared it out from last night. That's funny. I think it's caution number 3, right? We had the stage. No, we just had the stage caution. Yeah, so we just have. This is caution number 2. That's right. Caution number 2. Just curious, why didn't they run the truck race at Daytona? Well, because they would have had to run it today, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure why they decided not to do that. But yeah, so they had it at Milwaukee Mile. They never do, Jake says. They do it in the spring, but they don't do it here. So you would think they'd want to run the trucks at Daytona again. That would be pretty cool. So stage 2, we're into stage 3. Here is your point to pick who you think is going to win the race. If you had originally picked someone else, here's your chance to tell me who you think is going to win. And also, thank you for the subscribes. We're 96 subscribers away now. 96. On this one is a regular stop, I guess. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much for subscribing too as well. Appreciate you. Hey, CeeLo, TT says, CeeLo and NASCAR fans, hope everyone is having a good day, stopping by for a little while and dropping a like. Thank you, TT. Appreciate that. Surge is going 43. Daniel Dye. Wow, that'd be an upset there. Trucks are running a lot of tracks just once a year. Richard says the 9. Matt Steve's going 43. Not in the fall, I meant. Okay. Anthony subscribed and now became a member. Anthony, thank you so much, Anthony. Appreciate you. Enfinger. Marcus goes Enfinger. Jake's going the 19. Anthony just sponsored. There you go. Dropped the second race in Vegas a few years ago. Lloyd says, I like to watch the trucks at Texas race. It's a good track for them. Yeah, they get going pretty fast there too. Kyle Anderson's going 96 to go. How's the race coming along? It's been 2 cautions. That's it. One for caution at the end of the first stage, the end of the stage, and now this one, no cautions at all. And here we go, pit
for
stops.
Majeski, Sanchez, much needed
Terry's
points
going
for
the
Daniel
19.
Dye
I'm sticking with Heim.
and Taylor Gray.
Big pit stops coming here, Adam.
Figure it out.
Huge
Come on,
pit
Heim.
stops. They're heading your way, Heather.
And Taylor Gray will bring it in that 5th position. He told his team he felt good about the balance, just a little on the snug side, but he said the drive off is incredible. So Jeff Hensley's going to give him a little bit more track bar, a little air, and restated the closer we get to the front, the better we'll be. Jamie?
We're going to go to the number 2. That is Nick Sanchez. He told his crew chief, Kevin Mannion, he said, my entry feels perfect. He doesn't think he can roll as much speed, but he doesn't think it's enough that he wants to make any big changes and compromise anything. So basically,
Big
4
Blue
tires
Majeski.
and fuel for
Billy
the number
Bo's going to 38.
98. That
Doesn't
is
seem like the
Ty
71
Majeski.
day.
One of the things that Joe Shear Jr., his crew
look
chief,
at
told me
that.
is that I hate to tell you this, but I think
Eckes,
I was
Riggs,
off on my
Majeski,
right front
Sanchez,
geometry. So
died.
they're having to work through that. It doesn't have quite the same speed that Christian Eckes has. And for Christian, he said that he was a little bit tight at the end of that stage. That's what they were expecting in terms of the tires they put on the truck. That was another tremendous pit stop for them. And his crew chief, Charles Denike, said, this one's going to be better. Let's just go for the win now.
Eckes has that number 1 pit stall after winning the pole at Richmond last time out. I mean, he hadn't been challenged yet. So impressive work there. Eckes will be the leader when we come back.
And, as Lloyd was saying, like, we're in a commercial break here as we're in stage 3. As Lloyd was saying, that NASCAR, and I have also said this as well, that they are a stepchild. So does Fox have a contract with the trucks for a little bit longer, or does NBC just not want them? What's the deal with the trucks? Yeah, I can, Rob. So what's the deal? Like I said, does Fox have a long-standing contract with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, or did NBC does not want them? 96 to go means 96 subscribers. That's right, Kyle. Dang truck races. That's right. No cams. Make it no fun. I mean, I don't care about the battle cam. Give us some in-car cameras. Like, they have them in there. I know they do. I'm watching it on the broadcast. Why can't we see those? Let's see. Caruth is in 21st. 227 likes. Keep on going. See if we get to 300. Thank you for that subscribe as well. You see your cars that are a lap down. There's those. Timmy Hill, the last car on the lead lap, it looks like. Raj Caruth there. Billy Bowles in 21. We got Tanner Gray in P10. Ben Rhodes, P12. Matt Craft in P13. There we go. Hope everybody's had a great Sunday. We're in our last stage here. See who pulls this off. It's been all Eckes all day. Well, Majeski had a little bit of a lead there for a little bit, but seems after Eckes passed him in the first stage, he just really hasn't had anything. Just give us something to view. Better than Fox, please. I know. Caruth, you got to get up there. My man, you shouldn't be back there, Taj says. World According to Nate, what's up, dude? He says, what a race last night, huh? Hope all is well. It's great. Doing good. Stream has had some good views, man. Let's see what it is up to now. The stream last night is up to 54,200 views. 54,200. And that's amazing. That's a good deal. So it'll be the 3rd most watched race in the last month. Of course, the Firekeepers Casino 400 on that rain delay was 114,900. The Cookout 400 was 59,900. And now the Coke Zero Sugar is at 54,200. And then the Coke Zero Sugar at Daytona was at 50,000. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, 50,000. And we added 4,000 since then. And then the Firekeepers Casino at 400. The Monday race is at 47,700. And then the Wawa 250 at Daytona, which was on Friday night, is at 34,100. So lots of views on some racing. It's really helped our channel. Speed TV had the trucks when they closed. It went to Fox. Billy Vos says, I think Fox has had all truck races since like 2000. Like, why? Why doesn't nobody want them? Oh, here Jake says Fox has trucks through 2031. Oh my gosh! Like, what kind of contract is that? Man, that's ridiculous. Why would you sign a long contract like that?
Drivers begin their quest for a title in the Craftsman Truck Series. We are live at the Milwaukee Mile and all set for the final stage here. With Michael Waltrip, Phil Parsons, I'm Adam Alexander, Heather DeBoe, Jamie Howe on the pit lane. Christian
Hats
Eckes,
off to the Woods brothers, yeah, 100th win.
Choose.
Eckes, again, no surprise, goes to the bottom. It
Get the 300 likes. That's right, John. Good to see you, buddy.
You know, Matt Crafton in that bright yellow truck's going to the bottom. We've seen him there all day.
Hey, how hard to be
Here's your boy Caruth.
as dominant as the 19 is? Everybody's chasing you. Where's the balance on adjustment there? Because everybody else is going to make some changes because they have to if they're going to get around the 19.
And you're a little bit hesitant because that truck is so good to make any changes. I know we talked a lot about that kind of thing, but I think Charleston Ike and Christian Eckes are on the same page
Speed
there.
Channel.
And we've seen how
Speed
dominant
Channel.
he's been. And so many, what led over 900 laps this year?
Over 800, yeah.
Over 800. So I think they've made the right changes at the right time.
All right, here we go. Stage
Front
3.
row, Eckes and Riggs. And a whole bunch of
57 to
playoff
go.
drivers lined up behind them. You win, you advance to the round of 8.
Here we go, green flag. Boogity, boogity,
56 to go.
Let's go
Final
racing,
stage
boys.
from Milwaukee.
What a jump.
Look at Majeski right on the tailgate of Eckes. He wants to grab that
And
second
I
spot
wonder
for Riggs.
if we'll have the
If not
cams
first,
for
if
Xfinity
not
after
first.
that.
Majeski to the inside. 98 jumps out front on the
Look
restart.
at Majeski.
And Lane Riggs is going to try to follow suit. He's inside of Eckes in that 19.
Taylor Gray getting aggressive. How about the effort for
Here
Corey
comes
Heim on pit
Heim.
road? He's back in the top 5
Oh.
after the penalty.
Gained 5 spots on pit road and about 5 more. It looked like getting into turn 1. He went way high and made a move there. Great run for Heim.
Matt Mills had a problem, saw him into the wall. He's able to keep it straight, and we remain green.
Look at Lane Riggs going to try to go for the lead on Majeski.
Oh, Lane Riggs. He just couldn't get past the bumper. Car enthusiast, I picked Eckes. Come on, man.
Little bump down into turn 3 for Riggs. And then he tries to flare up to the high side.
Eckes was down, right down there next to the grass.
Look who's rebounding after a bit of a slow
illegal
start here.
substitution.
Christian Eckes says, I am back. From first to third on the restart, but knocking on the door of that runner-up position again.
And Corey Heim says, I am back as well. He is
Here we
right
go.
there after that speeding penalty at the end of stage 1.
Here comes Lane Riggs again to the inside.
Talking about Matt Mills having problem. Look at Matt.
I know,
Did he
just
get
a
little bit
legal
of a nudge
substitution.
by Raja. Maybe a little bit of a nudge from Raja makes contact with the outside safer barrier.
Sometimes that wall is your friend, Phil.
car's left
It
down.
just sent him right back in the proper direction as you look at the
23.
battle for the lead way up the racetrack.
Riggs is there.
He is moving
Riggs
Majeski
side by
up the
side
hill.
with Majeski. And then there's Eckes
Look at
just
Christian
waiting to
Eckes
pounce.
says, Go Lane, go Lane.
Lane Riggs takes over the top spot.
New leader,
All
Lane
clear
Riggs.
Off of turn 4, and here comes Eckes. Can't get there for second.
Did Riggs
This
get
is
his
good
first
stuff
win?
here at Milwaukee.
New leader, possible playoff spoiler like you were talking about, Adam.
But
Here
it's
comes
so
Eckes.
important at a place like this to take control
A
of the
promo
race.
code.
Meanwhile, back behind him for 5th, you got Sanchez in the 2, the
Can I get
17
the
is
300
Taylor
likes,
Gray.
y'all?
Both championship eligible.
Welcome home there, promo
See
code.
Sanchez, nice
Riggs is
move through the
leading.
center of the corner, put a couple truck links on that 17. See Tyler Ankrum coming up from behind, trying to grab that spot as the battle
Keep
for
hitting
second
that subscribe
continues.
button for us. Let me see those 38s just like Billy Bowes.
Now that we're in the final stage, we update our playoff leaderboard. And as of now, no one would lock themselves in to the next round
Put the
because
bug
it's a
juice in the fuel
non-playoff
can.
guy leading Lane Riggs.
Remember, Daniel Dye
Hashtag
came in
CeeLo.
here
What's up, Michael?
seated 10th. And look at him now, 9 points above the cut line.
And look at Caruth, came in +5, but after starting in the back, fighting that truck throughout the day, is dropped below
Welcome,
-8
DJ.
as we run on track with 50 to go.
Well, Phil, you said it at the top of the show, just 8 points separated 5 guys. You knew there was going to be so much movement around the playoff bubble, and that's what we've seen.
What's up, Tim? Good to see you.
It's a battle for 11th right here. Grand Infinger has 11th. That's Matt Crafton against the yellow curb, as usual, running 12th.
Todd Gillen was still my winner in my books. Yeah, he's been good.
Was that a shift I heard?
Sure sounded like Grand Infinger shifted. These trucks get down so low.
95 to go to
RPM-wise
21K.
in the center of the corner.
You're welcome, Mad. Glad all your
But I
stuff
think
got
some of these
fixed.
guys are shifting.
Now, the racing is so good. If we go to break, we got to do it side by side, and we will. 49 laps to go in Milwaukee.
49 laps to go. I think we're going to be done here before 5 o'clock. Supposed to go to 5:30, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. After tonight, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series won't be back till Bristol. Hopefully, we'll be there to bring that to you. It'll be a Wednesday night race. They do theirs on a Wednesday night. So it should be an interesting Wednesday night race. But same here. Internet goes down. Still got the cell phone. Like I would also tell you guys, 358 of y'all are here. After next week, I'll be doing Darlington. But then after that, the next 2 races, one in Atlanta and the one at Watkins Glen, I'm going to be on vacation. So I'm going to try to bring you Watkins Glen from the cruise. I'm going to try, but no promises. But just FYI, it's been this cruise has been booked a long time before NASCAR blew up on our channel. This is Spain and I's time to hang out together, and she deserves it after I've been here with you guys for I don't know how many weeks, 26 weeks or 25 weeks, 26, 27 weeks of racing. I only missed one, and that was the national race because I went to it. So I've been bringing y'all NASCAR for 27 weeks, 26 weeks, and we're going to go on a vacation together. So missing the Saturday, that Sunday Atlanta race weekend, and the Watkins Glen weekend, but I'll be right back for that after that. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Yeah, we'll be back, though. I'll be back. Can we go on the cruise with you? Well, I might try to do the Watkins Glen from the cruise. We'll see, because I'll have a day on the sea. So we'll see how it goes. After 7 days of being with Spain, she might want to not be with me after that. So, she might be like, go do your own thing. So I don't know, but just FYI. But we'll be with you next week. Well deserved. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, buddy. Yep. Like I said, we've been bringing you racing for 26 weeks since the beginning of the season. Hard at it. Every race you can imagine. And but like I just went to Nashville, had a good time. So all right, here we go.
For the Craftsman Truck.
Enjoy your vacation. I guess I won't try to check in
Here
from
at the
Atlanta race.
Milwaukee Mile. Scott Riggs leading time at Jeske, Christian Eckes, Nick Sanchez,
Awesome.
and Corey Heim. Let's get an update on our race leader. Here's Jamie Howe.
Well, 4-Lane Riggs, remember that last stage, he sat behind Christian Eckes for a number of laps, and one of the things he learned was that he felt like he was way too tight, but as he watched Christian Eckes be able to drive off the corner, he said, I'm way too tight to be able to drive the same way that he is. So when he came in for that stop, they made some pretty big adjustments to try and get on the other side of that. He's told the team now it's pretty good.
You watch Coda too, C. Brown?
We'll see if he can hold on to it.
You watch Ron on the Go too, C. Brown?
And Grant Enfinger, he started this stage in the 10th position, but he's dropped a few to that 13th position right now.
She's the love of my life,
I
man.
mentioned that they've really struggled with the
Spain's
balance
the
of
real
this car.
hero
They
in
tried
this
to
whole
move
thing.
the track bar up to help, but Grant telling his crew chief, Jeff Stankiewicz, it is 5 times worse now.
Everybody
I
come
have
with
no
us.
right rear grip.
That's tough on this race.
Oh, I know,
track.
Lloyd.
talked to a
It
couple
is
of
what it is.
drivers and asked them what the biggest challenge was, and we've heard it with the guys.
We
that
actually
only
went
see
away,
the fans.
though,
That's
that
getting the power
second
down
weekend. So,
and
yeah, we
getting
took
that
advantage
grip
of it at
up
least.
off the turns, and that's what Grant is struggling with. He'd love to see a caution here before this race ends.
Awesome,
and make
C.
another
Brown.
adjustment. Throwing on a set of tires.
Yeah, we have another set of tires on pit road.
Okay,
this
cool.
is about the time in the race last year that most of the field came to pit road when the caution came out, and then we
Next
ran
time, say hi,
green
buddy.
From then on, that's when Grant Enfinger, as you mentioned,
So
Michael,
Riggs
restarted
continues to lead
14th
this with
and drove
Majeski.
up to the lead and the win.
Caden Honeycutt
Nice, Kevin.
got around Enfinger. Now he's going after Crafton. Crafton's
Matt
doing up the
Steen.
ghost on the bottom for now. It's up there in the normal groove, it seems.
Astropay, my hubby.
Been a solid year for that
What wife
45
doesn't
truck.
get pissed at their
Talked
husband,
about the success
right?
for Honeycutt. Ross Chastain won behind the wheel at Darlington earlier
Yeah, this is going to be a big upset if Lane Riggs pulls this off.
When you talk about Matt changing his line, he changed it by about 50 feet in the corner. He went from the bottom of the
Okay, that was
racetrack
you.
to about
Okay,
the
buddy.
fourth lane up.
Nice.
Got a report that Matt's
If
been
I missed it,
shifting
if
a
I
lot,
did say
which
hi,
makes
I'm
sense.
sorry.
I talked about we hearing maybe Grant shifting gears. That makes sense that with that low line, maybe Matt could
shift gears because he doesn't have such a wound-up truck around the top.
Get it bogged down a little bit more down on the bottom of the racetrack.
A couple guys shifting, but we've listened in on Grant Enfinger's truck during break, and he wasn't shifting consistently.
39 to go here.
Just
Riggs continues to lead over a second now.
39 to go. 8 of our top 10 playoff eligible. But the race leader is not. Lane Riggs, who's been rolling throughout the latter part of the season. Top 5 and 4 of the last 7. We know what an ace he is on short tracks, and while Milwaukee is not considered a short track, it races a whole lot like one, and he's been impressive here today. After qualifying outside the top 15, really since the beginning of stage 2, he has been a player.
Phil and I consider it a short track. It drives just like one. Just got some pretty good speed. A lot of grooves, too.
Yeah, I love this racetrack.
See there in our pylon, Daniel Dye has been running 5th, 6th, 7th, and there he's dropped to
DJ.
10th. So he's got to.
I think they'll be able to go all the way.
Aggressive here at the end of the race, get some spots
because they did 55 laps before.
He's going to have his hands full from Eckes. We've seen that truck and Majeski. We've seen those 2 trucks run well in the long run, but for right now, I think the improvements Lane has made to that 38 truck has put him in a good spot.
Well, we've only had 2 cautions, and with that, lap traffic has been a factor. We saw it stage 1. Majeski's leading, loses the top spot to Christian Eckes when they're racing in lap traffic. We saw it again for the runner-up spot when Majeski got Lane Riggs there in stage 2. So that'll be something that will bear out if we stay green here.
There's a battle for that 9th position. Looks like right now Daniel's a little bit better than Tanner Gray.
Burritos in a NASCAR. There you go. Get me hungry. Let's put a Ford victory lane, Ricky
like
says.
It's so easy. There's so much room on this racetrack just to go ahead and drive by him, but it's, believe me, it's not.
Look at that. Little gentle nudge to the back of the 15. Now can he dive in the corner and get this pass made?
Can he get the grip down there? Listen to him out of the throttle. Just barely feeding the throttle, and I think he's got that pass done.
Oh, very nice move. Just was a little tentative about throwing it out there in front of Gray.
That was considerate of him not to just take it away from Tanner.
I don't know about Joey Legato, maybe,
Kevin,
but
the bottom.
definitely the other 2.
Hard to make it work down there, I think.
Look who's in 8th, just ahead of Dye. We haven't talked a lot about our buddy Ben Rhodes. Said he needed some improvements to that truck when I talked to him this morning. Said it just thought it had something for the long run. We've had a lot of long runs today, but finally surging up inside the top 10.
He just stays in the game, doesn't he?
He does. It's amazing.
Just singles, drives that ball right down the middle. And I would say, you know, we were talking about Daniel Dye. Felt like one of the biggest differences with Daniel this year
I don't think he ever
compared to
has.
last year.
This will be his first win.
Hit the Hail Mary.
Which will be fun to watch.
He just takes what the track and the
listen
truck
to.
gives him, and that's why he's in the position he's in right now. Came in just below the cut line. Doesn't have a truck that's going to win today, but just like Ben Rhodes, hits it right down the middle, stays in the game. Ben 1 below, but Daniel Dye has helped himself +7 as we run with 33 to go.
You know, Phil, I talked about, you said how tight things were around the cutoff line. We're going to leave here and say the same thing next time we go racing. It's not going to be any different.
And we're going to Bristol next.
I love going to Bristol. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Just over 30 laps remaining at Milwaukee. It continues to be Lane Riggs in front of Majeski and Eckes.
All right. Appreciate everybody hanging out here. C. Brown, check out some of my Disney stuff too. We did some live streams from Disney World this year when I had my season pass. So check out our Disney streams too. As we don't do much, but when we're at Disney, we try to stream from the parks too. If you guys like Disney content, we have a lot of that on our channel as well. So make sure you check out that as well. Not only do we do sports, we do travel. And I'm also thinking about doing everyday vlogs on this cruise, so you guys can keep up with what we're doing and all that stuff. So I'm going to try to do an everyday vlog for the cruise as well. It'll keep the channel views going because I just don't want to go cold turkey after, because we won't be streaming Braves. We won't be doing anything. I might do a live stream as well because I bought the internet package. So we're going to have a good time. So make sure you look forward to that stuff coming up in 2 weeks after the Darlington race. So Getting ready to have some fun here. Getting down to the nitty-gritty with 31 laps to go with Lane Riggs trying to get his first victory ever, first career victory in the Truck Series, as he is a rookie. And I've been kind of looking up to see what his let's see what the standings are on Lane Riggs here. Let's see here. No, I don't want the standings. Lane Riggs. Where you at? So Lane Riggs is 16 starts, 4 top 5s. So yeah, only 4 top 5s for Lane Riggs. No wins, no poles, no stage wins. And he's got 16 starts. Compared to the second place guy, Majeski, who's got 16 starts, 2 wins, 7 top 5s, 3 poles, and 5 stage wins. So this is going to be a huge upset, another upset here on the thing, and they don't keep track of the fuel either on this team on the NASCAR app either. So the race is on Fox Sports 1. You're right. Sela, what's your favorite track this year so far? Oh, Daytona. Daytona is always my favorite. I know they all run the same engine in all the trucks, just a different body. What brand engine is that they race? Not too sure about that, Darwin. Anybody know that? Anybody know that answer for Darwin? I cannot give that to you. Does Disney World show Star versus the Forces of Evil? I don't think so. No, they do not.
Have a whole bunch of playoff
I can't show
drivers.
Fox.
Let's
Nope.
get some updates there from Pit Road, starting things off with Jamie Howe.
Chevy engine.
I'm
Blue
going to start
Point
things off
engine,
with that
I
driver
think.
that's currently running into second place.
I told
That's
you
Ty
Riggs
Majeski.
has it figured
As he's
out. I
running
know,
right now, he's been
T-Van.
able to make up 43 playoff points, even though he's on back-to-back wins right now. And just in talking to the team, they've been slowly picking away at it all day. Mentioned the fact that his crew chief, Joe Shear Jr., thought the geometry might be off a little bit, but Ty said this is a team effort. We're just gonna keep working through this. It's exactly what he's done. Go back to the number 19. That's Christian Eckes. He was in clean air, having led 71 laps of this race so far. So for Eckes on that last stop, they didn't make the big adjustments that a lot of the other competitors did. Now he's in the dirty air. He's having to work through it. For Nick Sanchez, he's been able to slowly just make some gains all day, and that was really his goal coming into the race and into this first playoff appearance. He said, I don't have to win today in order to make it into the top 8. He said, I just have to just keep going and doing what we've done all season long, and he slowly just picked away at it. For the number 11,
it was
that
both.
tremendous pit stop they had, able to make up
The
5
Cup
positions.
and Xfinity
Talking to
was
Scott Zipadelli, he said, I didn't think it was honestly that great of a pit stop. But
All
I think
trucks
who it was
run the
because
same
track
spec
position
GM
is
engine.
so
Thank you,
important here. He
Steven.
said, we made some pretty big gains, and you see him now back inside of the top 5. Those gains seem to have worked. Heather?
And Taylor Gay running in that 6th position. His crew chief Jeff Hensley told him just a few laps ago he's really proud of him keeping his head cool and staying in the game after he had contact really early in the race.
T-Van was talking about him
feels
earlier.
confident enough that if they could just get out front or even get a caution, they could win this thing. But we'll follow up with the 18 in the 7th position, Tyler Ingram. He's been quiet over the radio the last few laps.
24 to go.
He has battled a tight handling condition on the 18, but tonight
Correctly,
he said
TT.
he's proud to be here in Milwaukee representing his sponsor Liuna. They have a lot of fans in attendance hanging out on pit road here, supporting him throughout this entire race. In the 99 of Ben Rhodes, he's running in that 8th position. He just radioed over to his team that something's not right. This just does not feel good. So the team is at attention right now. They were up on pit wall waiting to see if they needed to have him come down pit road to address the issue, but I've been listening to the radio and haven't heard anything further there for Ben Rhodes.
Well, for Daniel Dye, still inside of the top 10. We've seen him run up inside of the top 6 so far today. He's back in 9th right now. The team telling him, don't worry about it. There's still over 20 laps to go in this race. Your focus needs to be out the windshield. One of the things Daniel said as he got ready for this playoff appearance is the fact that his teammate Christian Eckes is giving him those little bitty pointers. He said, you can't start to win races with little pointers, but you can put 10 of them together, and all of a sudden that's a big adjustment. So that's what he was focusing on coming into this weekend. Adam?
Some great reports on those playoff drivers that find themselves inside the top 10 late, but they're chasing Lane Riggs. This youngster trying to win for the first time in his career, and we're getting down to it. Take me behind the wheel. What's the thought process? How's he feeling?
Darwin.
I think confident. He knows how to get it done on the short tracks, and this is how you drive this track. And he knows how good he's been lately running up front week in, week out. I think he believed when he started this season he could do just this, go to victory lane This truck is a proven winner. It's a championship truck, and he is doing the job behind the wheel.
We get to 300 likes before it's over.
And remember, he's a national champion, weekly short track champion.
Nesquik car.
Too, so
ooh, I remember that.
Talk about his short track prowess. He's a Cars Tour champion as well, so he knows how to run these short tracks.
And with an advantage of 1.3
I don't think so. I think they can finish.
over Ty Majeski, the last thing he wants to see is a caution. Let it run out green.
Dallas?
As we have now hit our Craftsman 20 to go, and Lane Riggs is the race leader.
And there's about 9 other playoff drivers that want to see that caution, Adam. They want to see that chance to come to pit road.
94 subscribers. I guess we're going to have to wait till next week.
And go roll those sleeves up and get
that's
after
okay.
it.
No worries.
21 trucks on the lead lap.
Prayers
4
for your
different
grandma.
leaders in this race today. Mentioned downstairs a minute ago, Christian Eckes has led the most at 71. Ty Majeski's led 45 laps from the pole. Riggs out front now has been in charge of the field for 34 laps. And that cycle at the end of stage 1 put Ty Dillon in front for 6 circuits.
I think Lane Riggs right now just holding his breath that we stay green, has a comfortable second half lead on this 98 of Majeski.
We'll take a break, come back for the finish. 18 laps separating Lane Riggs and his first career win. And
This should be interesting. A big shocker here if Lane Riggs pulls this off. So there we are. Lots of cars, one lap down. 21 cars left on this lead lap. Jake Garcia. There is the rest. Carruth running in 17th. Infinger in 13th. And the ones in the P are the playoff drivers except Caden Honeycutt and Sammy Smith. They are after the Owners' Championship. Lane Riggs trying to be a spoiler here for the playoffs. Playoffs? Riggs just don't look in the rearview mirror. That's right, don't look. Great racing. It's been fun. We had fun yesterday, y'all. We had a good time yesterday hanging out together during the practice and qualifying. That was a new test there. That one did pretty well as well, considering we didn't show anything or listen or hear anything. I'm going to see purple in your head again. Yep. Next week, Denny Hamlin all over the place next week, y'all. Unless we get 94 subscribers here in 17 laps. Denny Hamlin makes a return to On the Go at CeeLo next week. I love this place, CeeLo. You're welcome, Ricky. I mean, I love you guys here too. You guys make it fun, hanging together every weekend, watching some racing together. Everybody's so nice. Of course, we have some folks that get upset because they can't see the camera because it's too small, or I'm constantly talking, or they just don't like Denny Hamlin. It's all right. There's always going to be those folks, but 90% of y'all are amazing what you guys do to hang out in the truck. You guys are really good people, and I'm blessed for you guys to hang out with us every weekend. We have a great community. So, trucks are not returning to Milwaukee next year. That's going to be interesting. Scott Riggs as an okay driver, but he couldn't figure it out in the Cup Series. Kevin says he won in trucks and the Busch Series. CeeLo is your number one place for race coverage. Absolutely fantastic, CeeLo, man. Thank you so much. Roger says you make it fun, CeeLo. I try to, guys. Everyone, what's up, everyone? Has there been any crashes? No, Carson. It's been had one car fall off the thing, and that ended to stage 1, and then we had stage 2, and 14 laps to go for Lane Riggs, and he's got a half a second lead on Ty Majeski.
18 laps to go for the driver out of North Carolina who's trying to win for the first time in the Craftsman Truck Series.
You're right.
Adam,
He's coming. He's coming.
And that's one a driver that's trying to win their first race. And the last thing he wants to see, a guy like Ty Majeski, we've talked so much about his experience and his knowledge of short track racing. He's tracking him down. It's got to be a bit of a distraction for Riggs when you're getting caught like that.
Taylor Gray, Corey Heim for 5th.
Battle of Tricon Garage teammates.
Now,
oh my
Heim
gosh,
came
Matt, you couldn't
in
breathe
with
in
an
there.
enormous advantage over the cut line. His teammate did not. Neither did Tyler Ankrum. They're all championship eligible and racing for position as we go inside of 12 laps remaining.
Nice move by Ankrum.
That is some great
12 to
racing
go.
right there.
Come on, Eric.
These three trucks are, and they all know how important each position is.
Nice,
Taylor
Eric.
Gray's going to fight back on the bottom of the racetrack in that 17 truck.
Rob, 100%.
He's going to try to put the squeeze job on Ankrum. Tyler's not having it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's your...
See what Tyler can do down here.
Take one of those. Who's the one guy that's not going to be in there in the 4?
Corey Heim, you guys sort this out between yourselves. I'm going to get out
Or
of
do
here.
you think it's going to be Majeski, Eckes, Sanchez, Heim in the final 4 in Arizona?
I think they're both better right now.
I predict a caution coming soon.
Look at the pylon. Eckes, Majeski, and Heim, all better than 40 points.
Yeah, it's pretty hot in the middle of Milwaukee.
10 to go. Checking timing and scoring. The advantage for Lane Riggs out front, back to 9/10 of a second.
They ran about the same speed that last lap did Riggs and Majeski as we watch this battle. Tight battle for 4th, 5th.
Taylor Gray's got it. He's got by his teammate Corey Heim. You know he had to be a little extra careful. Certainly didn't want to take any chances and make contact with his teammate Corey Heim.
Now Ankrum's going to try to grab that spot. Wow, so close.
Like your dark horse is going to win? It's a pretty good pick.
Drive it hard down in the corner. He's going to slide almost like a slide job. He's got the lap truck of Thad Moffitt to his outside. He's got that spot now.
And when we do get to 21K, we'll do a double pie to the face.
Tires have really given up now. We've talked about the fall off and the speeds and the time around this racetrack. Just means you got to be even that much more gentle with the gas pedal. These moves are impressive that we're seeing these guys make.
And it's hard to be like that too when you're battling for position.
8 to go. Caution, yes or no?
That's a
caution,
steady lead
yes
right there,
or
right?
no?
He's been outstanding in this final stage. Lane Riggs only 22 years old, but showing plenty of maturity here at Milwaukee. 7
Ray
remaining.
says no. Lloyd says yes. Richard
And he's
says
got a
yes.
1-second advantage over
Lots of
Ty
no's.
Majeski, who started on the pole and today led 45 laps.
Majeski can just taste it here at his home track in Wisconsin, knowing that
I don't
victory's
think
just
so
out the
either.
windshield. If he can get to Lane Riggs, Christian Eckes also heating up Majeski as we race down inside 10 to go.
Oh no.
Just think about how many times recently that Lane Riggs has been in the hunt for a victory.
Lane Riggs,
that would have
Cinderella.
qualified him for the playoffs. And if so, today he would be racing for a spot in the round of 8.
I think
Who
he's
wants
just
Riggs
going
to
to be
win
tickled
this?
to
I
death
do.
if he can hold on here and get to
I
victory
want to watch
lane
him
and
celebrate.
join
Or
his
listen
dad,
to it. You guys
Scott,
can listen
as
to him
winners in the
celebrate.
Craftsman Truck Series.
Off of turn 4.
Yeah,
5 laps
he's got this,
remaining for
man.
Lane Riggs.
1, 2, 3.
Ryan Truex won on
No lap
Friday
difference
night.
between them right now.
Ryan
See if he can
Truex.
put up the fastest time.
Brandon, wow.
It was Majeski that time by. As Riggs is using up every inch of this racetrack, right out to that outside wall.
Come on now, come back here. Come on, audio.
Got to hit your marks. Real important, obviously, not to overdrive, not to worry so much about that mirror. Just listen to your team, listen to your spotter, telling you what the gap is, and do your job.
And fortunate for him, not a ton of traffic right in front of him. 3.5 laps remaining.
See all the playoff drivers that are littering the top 10 there. Just 2 of our playoff drivers outside the top 10 right now. Infinger back in 13th and Raja back in 18th.
Is that a slow truck down on the bottom? What Lane Riggs doesn't want to see right now
You
is
did.
a caution.
Only 2 cautions in this race today. And at the very least, he wants to get back to that white flag before we see another caution.
Then he won't mind.
That's right.
We got to get
2 laps to go here after he crosses the start-finish line.
What a performance for this young man.
2 miles to victory. 2 laps remaining.
2 laps
at
to
Milwaukee
go
for Lane Riggs.
Just needs to hold his breath for about 30 seconds now.
Yeah, he's opened it up to over a second and a half now over Majeski.
Me too. I'm good with it.
There's Majeski. There's Riggs.
Come on, get around here. Get that white flag.
Coming off of turn 4. And he'll see the white flag this time around.
Brandon, why are you so mad, man?
Next flag would end the race.
It's a race, dude. That's all it is. It's a race. I think you got to pull a Dylan. Ty got to pull a Dylan. Oh, that doesn't matter now.
Left, but
white
mainly
flag.
about what he's accomplished so far. Wow, what a great drive for Lane Riggs.
First race of the postseason.
Congratulations on your very first win, Ty.
And we're going to have
Lane Riggs.
A playoff spoiler.
38.
Here he comes. Off of turn 4. Lane Riggs, a winner for the first time in his career. He gets it done at Milwaukee.
Wow. Good job, everybody that picked Riggs. First win.
Every point matters. Corey Heim holds off Daniel
Corey
Dye
Heim gets
for
7th. 8th, Daniel Dye. 9th, Ben Rhodes. Matt Craftsman.
Top 10.
Infinger, the big loser.
Lane Riggs gets the win.
Out of the top 10 for 2
second
stages.
Today. Eckes gets a stage victory, finished 3rd. Sanchez in the top 5. The same for Taylor
Don't
Gray.
celebrate yet. He had a
good afternoon for
inspection
Ankrum, who was
first.
6th.
Oh,
Mitchell
true,
Heim
Jeff.
got Dye for 7th. Ben Rhodes ends up
True
9th
that.
after qualifying 18th. What a day for the rookie. Lane Riggs takes over in the final
coming out of the
stage
turn.
and wins at the Milwaukee Mile.
Your dark horse won. Well, congratulations, everybody. Lane Riggs. Well, can't wait to hear his speech here. But there it is. Lane Riggs. It wasn't rigged. Lane Riggs wins. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out here today. Appreciate it. We finished with almost the 300 likes. And Doc's gone it. We did make the 21K, so Denny Hamlin hat all next week. I'm going to wear it as much as I can because I don't get to wear it often. I can't remember the last time I wore a Denny Hamlin shirt or hat. I can't remember. 2 proud dads this weekend. That's right. Did anybody see the video of Burton going like this when he won? You're welcome, Menace. We'll see you during some Brave streams. Matthew says, good stream. 93 subscribers. Yep, there we go. Wow, what a weekend, y'all. 2 upsets could be a record. Yeah, sure. Jeff says, well, thanks to me, while like what you do, CeeLo. You're welcome, Jeff. You're welcome. We have a good time here. I'm glad to see you back. Rick says, Spain, hide all his Denny stuff. I'll slip you 50. Looks insane. That's funny. 21 for sure next week. That's right. Not next stream. We've never gotten 90 some subscribers on a Brave stream. So a lot of people say, why do you do all racing? You don't do as many Brave streams. And I'm like, I hardly ever get 370 people to watch a Brave stream. But we are the top Brave streamer as well. But good times. NASCAR has really blessed the channel, and you guys have really blessed it for sure. Glad to see the Wood brothers get 100th win. That's right. Purple looks good on you, Menace says. Yeah. Harrison Burton and Lane Riggs, proud sons. Yeah. I appreciate that Jeff Burton didn't go crazy. He celebrated quietly. He did. He did not scream. He let what's his name call the race, and he just kind of went like that, you know. And he wasn't all I want to Daytona 500 or Mike or DW's call and Mikey went in it too. Of course, that was also the wreck with Dale died, but It was fun. Guess 21K is coming on a Brave stream now. We'll see. We got 3 Brave stream this week. We'll see. We'll see. Where the trucks at next? They're at Bristol. They're off for 2 weeks. They're off for 2 weeks. They'll be back at the Bristol for their second race.
Of his career comes today for 22-year-old Lane, who, when he was celebrating, appeared to injure his shoulder.
What?
I've never seen that after a race.
I mean, he is hurting. His crew assists him. There's Dad.
Scott is there. That's awesome.
Oh, Scott Riggs.
But he's fine now.
I think he must have got it out of socket or something, right?
It's like you don't want to speculate, like an injury in football, but the reality is it looked like the celebration, maybe it did injure his shoulder, maybe out of socket, and everything appears to be okay. Although I will say, adrenaline is a strong thing.
That is crazy. And look at him. He's happy now. That's cool.
Let's watch this.
The team knows that he's in pain here.
We saw this replay during commercial, and I thought they were just trying to hold him up, but obviously they're working on that right arm.
And he got it in.
Everything's good, yeah.
Wow.
Then he jumps up.
That is wild.
He gets a win and an assist
pretty good,
to the
Kim,
crew
bro. Had a good time, bro.
for taking care of him. Ty
Kenneth
Majeski, second
Kenneth Fox.
today.
I keep on wanting to call you Kenneth Clark. Kenneth Fox. Congratulations
and
again.
he came up just 1 spot short of a win here at his home track. And Ty, I heard you were plowing tight pretty much the whole race.
No, anybody can play a
Would you say you're
Mastro.
satisfied on this good points day in round 1 of this event?
Well, I think the fact that we missed it as bad as we did and we were as close as we were is super encouraging. That means we have a lot of speed in our trucks. It's just up to us to hit the package right. Joe and I put our heads together to come up with our Phoenix package and come up with some changes to it to try and make it better for Phoenix. Don't know that we got there quite yet, but man, super proud of the run we've had the last 3 races. We're hitting on all 8 cylinders right now, and just super proud of everybody.
Darlington.
Everybody back at the shop has been working hard over the course of the Olympic break into Richmond and into Milwaukee here to get our trucks better. And we're seeing that improvement. And I feel good about where we're at. Thank you to Road Ranger, Soda Sense, Curb Records, all of our partners, Duke and Rhonda Thorson. We're poised to make a pretty good run here, so we got to keep it going.
Looking forward to Bristol and Kansas. What kind of things are you guys working on as far as improvement goes, like you just mentioned?
Well, the last 2 races, even though we've won them, we've made mistakes and have had to come back. And this race, win or not, we wanted to have a clean race, no mistakes on any of our parts. We've all made them over the course of the last 2 races, so we wanted to clean that up. Those types of things can be the difference between making it into Phoenix and not. So we want to clean those up. We did that today. Happy to be here in Wisconsin. Really wanted this one on my home track, but hopefully we can come back and do it again soon.
A solid points day here for Ty Majeski. Jamie.
And as Lane Riggs has now made his way to celebrate inside of victory lane, you can see the emotion take over his face, the checkered flag in hand. For Lane is now being able to celebrate this, just his 23rd start here in the Craftsman Truck Series. As a second-generation racer here, watching your dad be able to win, soaking in this moment, how does it compare to what you imagined?
I don't even know how to describe it. Biggest thing I can do is just thank, Zorn that was on the truck this weekend. It was their first race, and it's awesome for them, and Lowe's Travel Stops, Infinity Communication. Jeff, I know you're watching at home, man. We got it done. It's awesome. Thank you to Bob Jenkins, Jerry Freeze for letting me drive this truck. It's been no surprise that we've had a terrible year. It's been an awful year. I've learned so much, though, and I went through my rookie season, and after the start, I thought there's no way we're going to get a win. We'll do the best we can, but we're just learning for next year, and I knew in practice this thing was pretty awesome. So I couldn't be more thankful to Front Row and everybody on this team. We have a good time together, and we're a family now.
We saw you celebrating after the burnout out on the racetrack. Looked like you might have popped your shoulder out. What happened?
Yeah, I dislocated my shoulder. I was celebrating so hard. It hurts like a mug, but it was worth it. It's not the first time it's happened to me, but it ain't going to slow me down.
Not going to slow you down. You get to celebrate this when he said on the radio,
oh my
guys.
Gosh.
I would go to war with any one of you on this pit crew. They get to celebrate tonight. Adam, Heather?
It has been
fun,
Billy.
And a 6th straight podium for Christian Eckes, bringing it home 3rd here. What were you fighting there at the end? Because it seemed like handling was just a little off.
Yeah, the Napa Auto Care Chevy was really good all day. was leading on the bottom, and it bottomed out for the first time all day. It shot up the racetrack and just couldn't recover. I was way too tight. Felt like it was going to build tight, and it did, and we just weren't aggressive enough on adjustments. So proud of everybody, but definitely a pretty big missed opportunity. So this truck will go to Phoenix. This is our Phoenix truck planned, and it felt like it has a lot of potential. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah, disappointed in that.
Christian Eckes with a solid top 5, Adam.
No question, great run today. Second straight year he's been top 5 here in Milwaukee. Wanted the win to lock himself in to the round of 8, but a nice advantage here, plus 60 as we anticipate Bristol next, where he won earlier this year.
Yeah, 6 drivers now within 15 points of that cut line, so things haven't smoothed out any for these playoff drivers for sure.
We see it every year. We leave the first race and we have more questions than we have answers.
Exactly.
And I think that's what I love so much about the Truck Series and the NASCAR playoffs. This is just a great time of year if you're a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series fan.
The fans don't have to do the math. Phil already did. He is a human calculator.
Yeah, TT did.
Lane Riggs, victorious at the Milwaukee Mile. Congratulations.
Wow. So, yeah, he was going like this, like really hard. And then all of a sudden he was like this. And then the crew gets him down on the track because he was on top of the car and doing it. He gets down the track and you can see one of the crew members like pushing, and then all of a sudden it pops back in and he's like, and then they just start celebrating. That's the craziest victory I've ever seen. Never seen that before. And he said, and it hurts like a bull. That's hilarious. So anyway, let's go through the lineup really quick and then we'll call it a night. Lane Riggs, first ever win. Ty Majeski, second. Christian Eckes, third. Nick Sanchez, fourth. Taylor Gray, fifth. Tyler Ankrum, sixth. Corey Heim, my pick, seventh. Daniel Dye, 8th. Ben Rhodes, 9th. 10th. Matt Crafton. Tanner Gray, 11th. Caden Honeycutt, 12th. Grant Enfinger, 13th. 14th. What a day for Swallowich. 14th in the trucks. Victory in the ARCA race. Jack Wood, 15th. Ty Dillon, 16th. Sammy Smith, 17th. Raj Caruth, 18th. Dean Thompson, 19th. And 20 cars left on the lead lap. Stuart Friesen, and there's all your lap down cars. Notables in there. Chase Purdy. Thad Moffitt there in 32nd, a rookie. But everybody else about the usual. There is. And laps led today. 53 laps led for Lane Riggs. 46 for Majeski. Eckes had 71. Heim didn't lead one lap today. 25 for the 6 car. 6 laps for the 25 car. There it is. Cautions. That's still from last night. Like, they didn't even bother with the cautions. But we had 2 cautions. One right for the end of stage 1, and then the stage 2 break. That was it. Quick race today. So, all right. So we finished at 20,907. We're 93 subscribers away. We'll be next weekend at Darlington. We'll kick it off on Friday with the Darlington paint scheme and race weekend preview vlog. So make sure you guys look out for that. And then let's take a look at the schedule for Saturday. Next Saturday. Let's take a look at it. Schedule. Darlington. All right. So Darlington, Saturday morning practice at 11:35 Central and qualifying at 12:20. We'll be bringing that to you. And then Xfinity race is going to be at 2:30 in the afternoon for the Sports Clips Haircuts VFW Help a Hero 200. So we'll be bringing that to you. And then Sunday night, we'll be bringing you the race. Sunday night at 5 o'clock Central Time. We'll be on at 4:30 Central. So listen one last time.
The Milwaukee Mile, Lane Riggs, great restart to begin the final stage, and he drives off to his first career win. Fourth place today to Nick Sanchez. Heather?
And it was a pretty quiet day for Nick Sanchez today. What would you say about your performance this afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good recovery performance from where we were the last 4 weeks. So I'm really proud of everyone on our number 2 Gamebridge Chevrolet and our Rev Racing team. I think we executed well. We had a fast truck, just fell pretty short. I feel like the top 4, we were all kind of running the same speed there at the end and just hard to pass, so a little frustrated because I thought we had as good of a truck as them. But yeah, just restart stuff like that is where we lost a little. So clean up some stuff on my end and go to Bristol and try to get a trophy.
Thank you, Nick. And we'll make our way over to Taylor Gray, who finished in that 5th position. So, Taylor, at one point I heard you say on the radio you had incredible drive and you were really happy with the handling. So where was it at the end of the race for you?
Yeah, we just ended a little tight there and honestly lacked some track position. But I can't thank all my Tricon guys enough for bringing me a really good JBL Tundra TRD Pro. Just needed some track position, need a little more.
Thank you, Desert Fox.
Thank you, Taylor.
All right, so we're going to call it a night right after that. So appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. We appreciate you so much for everything this weekend. It's been a really great weekend from Friday night with the vlog. It's over 1,000 views. Friday night qualifying, which was for the NASCAR Cup Series. And then the Xfinity race on Friday night. And then Saturday night, last night, the big Coke Zero Sugar 400 turned out to be really well as well. Another amazing weekend on our channel. We hope to have you next weekend for Darlington, where we find out who makes the playoffs for the NASCAR Cup Series. Now, the Xfinity race, their cutoff is in Bristol, so we'll miss the last 2 weeks of that. But we'll see how it goes, but we'll be back for Bristol and other than that. So, thank you so much for everything. We'll see you this week for some Atlanta Braves streams. Make sure your notification bells are on for that. And then we'll see you Friday for the preview vlog, and then Saturday morning for NASCAR Cup Series qualifying and practice. Until then, we'll see you guys during the streams. No matter where it is, make sure you guys are always saying hi and coming to support us. Hitting that like no matter what, if you like baseball or not, or if you like racing, one or the other. So thank you guys so much. I want to thank my lovely wife, Spain, for being who she is, and I love you dearly. And I want to thank my mods for hanging out as well. Thanks for moderating, guys. You guys are amazing. I want to thank my members for their hard-earned money. Thank you for Anthony for becoming a member today, and Anthony for subscribing, and Bill Smith, and who else? Maggie becoming a Facebook follower, and J2 Real, Trey, Renee is becoming a member as well, Chris Mounts as well, Nathan Riggs, and Craig for doing on Facebook as well. Thank you so much. So I just realized you get to wear a Denny again. That's right. We get to all Denny next weekend. Denny all weekend next weekend. It's a Denny weekend. Maybe I'll pick Denny just because of it. I don't know. I might not. I'm not sure yet. But all weekend Denny. Don't hold it against me. But thanks for everybody that super chatted. Everything. Members, subscribed, likes, all that good stuff. Thank you guys. You're an awesome crowd. Have a good rest of your Sunday night. We'll see you this week for some Braves. Maybe tomorrow night for Braves. Let's go get them next week in Darlington. See you guys.